Hello. How are you guys? How is my sound? Am I too loud? Am I not loud enough? You need me to I don't know. I don't know. I went through a lot of I can't tie this thing by myself. I went through a lot of different microphones and audio adapters to try and get this set up, and I think it's good. I think the sixth one is the charm. It better be. It better be. Is that Random Flicks and Martha and Squid Rider? That's you can do better than that. And Zoe and Krumi and Caleb, DJ Kato and Kylie. I can tie a knot really good, but the problem is I'm trying to make it into like a bow because that's how I close things. And I'm like losing track of the bow from behind. Yeah, oh, I got it. I think I got it. Ugh. Yeah. All right. So, today, assuming you sound great, yay. I have been so stressed out trying to figure this out. But look, I'm not attached. I can go over here. I can go over here. I can go down there into a cupboard. I can't go behind too many things because if there's anything in between me and the receiver, which is like 3 feet away right now, it'll like interfere and that's bad. But this better stay. So yeah, conjured mana buns. These are basically cinnamon rolls. They have a lot of brown sugar going on. There's brown sugar in the dough and there's like brown sugar in the filling and then there's like sugar glaze. So it's a good thing I got my big old bucket of brown sugar. I bought a much too large bucket. I don't know when I'm ever going to need to have this much brown sugar on hand, but apparently for the mana buns. I was reading this recipe like 2 days ago, which was luckily within the Amazon Prime like delivery time, and it was like, yo, this makes about 24 buns. You should probably have like 4 muffin trays. And I'm like, 4 muffin trays? 4? So I already had one, but I went on Amazon and was like, you know what? These things are only like $6, so I now have 4 muffin trays. We are making, hang on. There's 12 each. I could make 48 mana buns. That's too many. I have too many. Hello from Germany. What's up, Dark Destroyer? Total must love the apron. Thank you. The ballet moves. I don't know if that counts as ballet moves. What you doing in the kitchen, cat? What are you doing? This isn't really where you go, you know. It's not like she's not allowed in the kitchen. It's just she never comes in here unless I'm doing this. You want to say hi? I'm gonna go put you in your bed now. Hang on just a sec. She's very scared of the kitchen whenever there's like any sound going on. So I'm gonna get started on this right away because the dough needs to rise for like an hour. And we're gonna have lots of time to chat once the dough is rising. So I'm gonna get started on mixing it up. So it wants to be excuse me. It wants me to combine some warm milk and sugar. So I guess I better warm up some milk. I was going to take it out, but I didn't realize it's pretty warm in here already. It's going to be like 35 Celsius, like 90s today. So it's going to be hot. But I figure I thought about taking the milk out, just letting it warm in the room. But I was like, isn't that a great way to kill people? Like, isn't that going to be bad? So I figure I'll just microwave it. Okay. So, bucket. Bucket. That's not a bucket. That's a, what do you call those things? Bowls. Kitty, pretty kitty, hey from Denmark. What was that noise? There's going to be a lot of noises. There's like a cat. There's like a mixer over here. I have to one camera it because I only have 2 USB ports. Neither of these things that are plugged into the USB ports like going through a hub. I tried. So I can't have a second camera, but that's fine. I mean, what do you really need to see over here for? I'll just like shove muffins in your face. Not that they're muffins. They're mana buns. Just became an epic Warforged patron. Oh, cool. Make sure that you send me either through email or a Patreon message the name that you want me to name one of my pets after. That'll save us an email chain. I'll get a pet named and then I'll like email you the screenshot. Okay, so warm milk. Kitty, what are you doing back in here? Go away. I'm gonna step on you. I don't want to step on you. You're my favorite cat. You're the best one in the whole world. Yeah, get out of here. Shoo, shoo. Milk. How much milk? I'm looking at chat like you guys know. What did I do with my book? Milk. 3/4 cup of milk. Oh yeah, I have to warm it up. So, over here, the smallest denotation on this thing is like a cup, so I guess I'm going to use the dry measures and just like plunk some in half. Also, I should take this out. I have so many stories I want to tell you guys, but like I said, the dough's got to rise for an hour, so we're going to have lots of time for story time once I get this rising. Also, speaking of rising, I need a warm place, and it's already pretty warm in here, but usually if I'm like making bread rise, I'll turn on my oven for like a minute and then turn it off and leave it open to like air it out, and that usually does it. So that's half a cup of milk. And then we're gonna want 1 more quarter cup. I figure 30 seconds should turn it from cold milk into like warm milk without making it into hot milk. That sounds about right. Let's throw that in there. Oh! Oh yeah, I told my phone to make sound just in case something goes horribly wrong, but I don't know what that sound means. I never ever have my phone make sound because usually like I get mad if my phone wants my attention. Like I'm like, you're my phone. I tell you when I want stuff. I don't like it notifying me, so I don't know what any of the sounds mean. Was that an email? I don't care about emails. So warm milk, and then we're gonna mix that with sugar, brown sugar, half a cup of brown sugar. So I should probably clean that half cup because I have 2 sets of measuring cups, but I will not find them if I try and like use more than one. How do I contact you to give you a name for BattleTech? You can email me at hazelnuttygames@gmail.com, or on Patreon, you can actually send me a Patreon message. I don't know if I have to message you first. I don't think so. But you can just send me an email. And that's also good because I have to email you the screenshot anyways because Patreon doesn't let me send image messages. So I'll need your email regardless. So just send me an email at hazelnuttygames, like the channel name, at gmail.com. All right. I have to try and be conscious to not shout too much because I do have neighbors. And it's very easy to get very loud because I get excited because it's exciting. I want mana buns. I'm hungry. I mean, I had cereal for breakfast this time. I remembered to eat, but oh man, I haven't completely finished my pot of tea, and I still have a second pot of tea I have to have, so we're going to be having some tea in a bit. All right. So here's some milk. 3/4 of a cup of, hang on, is it warm? Do I just poke it? Yeah, it's warm. You want to make sure that whenever you're dissolving yeast in something, that the water or milk or whatever that you're dissolving your yeast in isn't too hot, because if you boil your yeast, it's just going to die. And you don't even have to boil it. Like, if your yeast gets too hot, it's going to die. And dead yeast doesn't do anything, and you're going to have some very flat whatevers. Hi from Denmark. You talk very fast? Yeah. That's just kind of a life. I've tried on a variety of occasions to talk more slowly, and if I'm reading a script, I can do it. But if I'm just saying things that are on my mind, I actually can't. But the good news is if you hang out with us long enough, eventually you get used to it, I promise. Do you like cheesecake? Oh my god, do I like cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I mean, it weirds me out when people don't like cheesecake, but I kind of get it because it can be, like, really rich. But goodness gracious, I love the cheesecake. That's one of the things that I want to make eventually in these baking streams are, like, little mini cheesecakes, because, I send all the food in with my husband to work because I can't eat it all. And anything that's, like, individual servings is good. So, half a cup of brown sugar. I know I already looked that up, but I'm just going to triple check everything because I am going to mess this up. Oh. I don't know what that sound means. It might be a Twitter thing. It might be no, it can't be a Facebook thing. I don't have Facebook on my phone. Alright, so half a cup of brown sugar, and then it wants me to stir until it dissolves. Alright, so I'm just gonna let the machine do the stirring because that's why we have it. I don't know how loud this is gonna be on the mic, so I'm just gonna like turn it on and then back away like a bomb. So stir. It's probably not that loud. It doesn't look that loud. Hi from Poland. Hello, Archer. I don't know if that's how I say it. We're going with Archer. Mana buns always give me a debuff of a lethargic effect. Yeah, I don't plan on eating more than one at a time. I main a rogue, so mana buns don't do me any good. I mean, mana buns do everybody good, because after a wipe, if you have some mage food, not after a wipe, maybe after a wipe. Okay, so not in like a raid, but in like a dungeon, after a boss, when you're like half health and your healer's like trying to pick everybody up, it's very helpful to them if you have some mage food and eat it, because it's not going to overwrite your food buff, but it's going to help pick up your health without actually like hurting your mage's mana bar. So that's been stirred. That looks like it's about dissolved. So now we want to add the yeast, followed by the butter and the egg. So I'll let the yeast have like a second in here while I'm getting the butter and the egg. I'm going to need to melt the butter, which is fine. I have a microwave. I had a dream that my... So I'm in America, but I'm not American. I'm a permanent resident here. I'm from Canada. And right now we've been waiting for a long time for a scheduled interview for a renewal of my permanent residency. I've been here for 2 years so far, but I need to go for another interview and give them another bunch of money to stay here for like, hopefully, I think 5 more years, 10 more years. But we haven't had the thing yet, and it's kind of stressing me out. So I had this nightmare that it came through and they were like, no, you have to go home. You can't stay. You got to go back to Canada. And I had to go like get like a 1-bedroom apartment and like set my stuff up in it. But I couldn't do baking streams because I had like no kitchen. Like I didn't even have a kitchen. I don't even know how I was supposed to have food. It was and like I couldn't, like I had to record in front of my bed again. I was like really upset that people could see my bedspread because it like had bunnies on it. I don't even have a bunny bedspread. My bedspread is blue. It's very nice. All right, so I'm gonna let the yeast get stirred in there. Can I get some conjured rage buns for my warrior? Rage buns. How would we make rage buns? Yo, sup, Skater Bun? You're on text duty if anything goes horribly wrong, but as long as things are more or less okay, then just don't worry about it. Okay, so that's that. I need to melt some butter. I'm gonna leave the brown sugar out because I think I need like a lot more of it later. Okay. So, add the butter and the egg and then stir to combine. So I need half a cup of butter melted, which is easy because that is 1 stick. I always keep lots of butter in my fridge because pretty much everything that I ever bake uses a ton of butter. And, oh, no, that's only half a stick. There we go. That's the one I want. Good morning, can do. Thank you. I have my phone set to make sound today. It's very exciting. I don't know what the sounds mean. So, I gotta melt this. I'm gonna put it in this. That'll do. My buns are raging. Bunny spreads or the bread spreads are the bee's knees. I bet it would be cute, but I don't know. If I had to have like a really outrageous, like printed, like linens and bedspreads and stuff, I don't know if I would go with bunnies. I think I would do something really, really cheesy. Like fantasy stuff, like just dragons and fairies and stuff. I don't know. I could have a giant fairy on my bed, although that might be a little bit strange. Blue bedspread for Alliance Pride, that's true. Although I think, like my grandfather knitted me the blanket that's on my bed that is blue. And I don't know if he knows anything about the Alliance. If he did, he would totally be on the Alliance side though. Alright, so this has got to melt. So we're just gonna like throw that in there. I love that I can spin now. I can just, oh, I shouldn't spin too much. Oh, that's bad. Whew, bad idea. Okay. I need to keep working on my tea. I'm gonna like crash halfway through this if I don't finish it. Normally I go through 2 pots of black tea in the morning and like, hang on, Mike. Bedspreads. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I figured nobody's actually putting bunnies on bread. But it's not like a big pot. It's not like a huge coffee pot. It's just like it's a little cute teapot. But we'll definitely be making a second one of those at some point. I make your mixer where I work. Do you? This thing? I love this thing. This thing is the only reason I ever make bread anymore. I used to make bread by hand, but like kneading is really rough, especially if you have like messed up your hands from gaming too much. And this is just the best thing ever. It was like, I didn't want to spend this much money, but then my husband did because he bought it for me for Christmas and it was just like the best. Oh! Oh no. I wasn't supposed to let that get that hot. I was just heating it up so it could preheat. I need it to not be hot anymore, but I don't want to make it hot in here. I did a bad thing. Whoopsie daisies. Alright, well, I got butter. I got melted butter. I'm going to let that cool for a second because it's pretty hot and I don't want to, again, kill my yeast. We're going to need to have an egg. Also, you don't want it to cook the egg. And then there's going to be salt and flour. So I'm just going to measure up my flour now. It seems like a good thing to do. Let me get a bowl. Actually, 4.5 cups. Will it fit in this thing? Can I fit 4.5 cups of flour in this thing plus a little bit of salt? Not really. Not really. I'm going to need a bigger bowl. That is one thing. I've been like slowly picking up more and more bits and pieces for my kitchen because I figure now that I'm actually baking stuff, I should probably have like all the stuff. Or not all the stuff, but more stuff anyways. But I have one mixing bowl and then like the mixer. And that's about it. But yeah. This kitchen, I think, is a bang-up job kneading bread. It is like a much better job than I ever did, because I always got lazy, right? Alright, 4.5 cups into this bowl. The problem with this bowl is it's so big, it's going to be hard to get the stuff into that bowl. I don't want to do it in this bowl. Do I have a better bowl? That bowl's not any better. I'm just gonna measure it directly when the time comes. I'm not gonna do it ahead of time. Okay. I guess I should just open this up and let it cool down a little bit. I could probably just let the thing rise and like in the room. It's warm enough here. 5 quart or 4.5. Oh, this thing. 6 quarts. 6 quarts. It's a big boy. It's like the lift one. Big 6 quart lift one. I'm from the south and we do eat bunnies on bread. I missed the message twice. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a scorpion or a cheetah? I have no idea what you're talking about. The cookbook. So the cookbook I got from Amazon, and I thought I had an Amazon link in the description here. I had an affiliate link, actually, but I don't know if it's still there. No, it's not. Oh, well, bummer. But yeah, you can get it for like 20 bucks on Amazon, and you should. It's an amazing cookbook. It's got like hundreds of recipes, and they're actually food that you would eat. They're not like weird fantasy. I mean, they've got weird fantasy names on like normal foods. Like this is just a cinnamon bun recipe. What does mana taste like? Brown sugar. Clearly, mana tastes like brown sugar. Okay, so this should be cooler-ish, kind of, sort of getting there. I don't know what to do about that. All right, so we'll use butter, egg, salt, flour, and then it's going to be kneaded by that thing for a couple minutes. If I can poke it and it doesn't hurt me yet, it does not hurt me. It is not going to kill the yeast. That's how I test how most things are safe. Just poke it, and if you're okay, then it's fine. If you lose a finger, then that sucks. Please do not do this at home. I mean, you can make mana buns at home. Just don't poke things that are dangerous. An egg. I need an egg. Okay. Don't mind my fridge. I don't know how far into my fridge you can see. It's kind of a mess. It's like as much of a mess a fridge can be without having that much stuff in it. Okay, so here's an egg. Just one? Yeah, just one egg. Yeast, butter, egg, and then stir to combine. So we're just gonna go like, roll this down. Butter. Half a cup of butter. That's a lot of butter. Get an egg in here. I probably, if I was being smart, would have cracked the egg into the bowl that the butter just came out of. So if I got any like shell in the thing, then it would have been in the bowl and not in the big bowl. But whatever. I crack eggs every day. I'm getting better at it. I'm not really getting all that much better at it, but I do crack an egg every day. I have one for breakfast on a piece of toast every single day because I'm really boring. Do the gnome dance? I haven't learned how to do the gnome dance. I figure I should. I feel like one day somebody's going to guilt me into trying to do it, but I actually don't know how to do it. Can't wait to see how the mana buns will turn out. I hope they're okay. I think it's an easier thing than the hang on. I think that the mana buns are going to be easier than the mana strudels were, because the mana strudels were a little bit tough. Doomfist is announced. Is it really? Did they really announce Doomfist? My fridge is literally empty right now. Well, you should get some groceries. You must check. Is it? Are you guys trolling me? Okay, I'm looking. I'll have you know that I'm looking. If anybody knows, the Overwatch subreddit will know. They find things out first. Oh, no, I did it wrong. I need to put an R in there. I'm just streaming from my laptop, so I can do this. Although, eventually, I want to get, like, a talent involvement, new hero details, new hero, Doomfist. Oh, it's true! It's true, that's cool. I've been really behind in Overwatch stuff because I'm behind in WoW, and I'm just behind in everything. I'm trying to do too many things. But, again, I need to do this before I can chat. I need to do this and get it rising. So we've got yeast, and now I need to add the flour and the salt. So salt is going to be half a teaspoon of salt. I took the salt out. I took the things out and I put them on my counter ahead of time. You guys should be really proud of me. It's official from Twitter. Dang. Well, that's exciting. What do we know about him? You guys can fill me in because I can't actually sit down and read an article right now, but you guys can tell me. What is Doomfist like? What does he do? So what did I say? Half a teaspoon? Half a teaspoon of salt. Ah! Don't mind me, I'm sorry. This one. Figuring it out. Alright, so we're going to stir this in. Again, I'm going to measure this over the other bowl, because, you know, sometimes you just drop the salt, and I really don't need, like, half a cup of salt in there. A little bit more. Alright, that's about half a teaspoon. Stir that in. And now I need to get the flour rolling. Why would you say? I mean, I guess the YouTube link is for other people. I'll check that after. I can't watch it right now. I want to, though. I'm really excited. I love Overwatch. But like I said, I've been really behind. I mostly like events with the skins, but before what I would do is I would, like, make a bunch of WoW gold. Hang on, I need to measure in 4.5 cups of flour. So we're just going to start dumping flour in here. And also, I should switch out this thing, because we're going to need the dough hook, which is not really a hook. It's more of like a pigtail. It's like a little curly curly pigtail dough thing. Where'd it go? Oh. Ah. I swear I'm not normally this loud in my day-to-day life. Yeah, little pigtail. So we put that in because that's going to be good for kneading. It has like a million motions, and I don't really understand it, but that's why I'm not the one designing it. Okay, so 1 cup of flour. I'm just going to do this in 2 parts because I'm lazy. 1 cup of flour. Should buy more flour. 2 cups of flour. Get that in there a little bit, and then we'll do another 2.5 cups. I had the stream in 240p and I was wondering why it looked so bad. Yeah, that would do it. We're not streaming. I think we're streaming in 1080. I think I can have the big cam in 1080, and I think I have the stuff to deal with that. It was when I had 2 cameras that it started being a problem. Okay, so now the 2.5 cups of flour. Do you think you could stream without do you think you could bake without exact measurements? No. Some people can't. Some people just have like the magic touch, and they have such like a deep understanding of the things that they're making and the chemical reactions that go into them that they can improvise like that. I can't. I need somebody else to figure out for me, tell me exactly what to do, and then I need to do exactly that. Ugh. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to be super amazing at everything. Is this dry? Yes. And a 1/2 cup, and then we're just gonna like let that get mixed up. I'm so glad I have a mixer because otherwise this would be a lot more work. And then once it's like together, it's gonna need to knead for like 5 minutes, so keep an eye on that. I think that's all the flour I need. I think I can put this away now. Is that all the flour I need? No. You put flour in the filling? That doesn't seem right. Alright. I will trust you. I will trust you, book. Alright. This goes over here. I don't know where this came from. It's like a... Oh, that's the yeast packet. Alright, so I'm gonna like scrape some of the flour off the edges there to make sure it actually becomes part of the dough. And then we're gonna I'm actually gonna set a timer while I let it knead for 5 minutes. And then it's like, it's good when you can poke it and it bounces back, and that's good because I love poking stuff. Okay. I don't have a spoon rest. Put this over here. So, we need to let that mix for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna let it go a little faster at first because it's still kind of like incorporating, and then once it's like a dough, then we'll turn it down. You're not supposed to knead on more than like a 1. Bad for the motor or something like that. Gonzo showed me out. Gonzo. Oh, I see, because of the nose thing. That's not very nice. Say hello to me. Sup, Chantal? Yeah. If you measure stuff, you a noob. I am quite a noob. I'm very disappointed that Terry Crews isn't the voice of Doomfist. Oh, bummer. I have a fetish for logic. I just can't stop coming to conclusions. You guys are goofy. You only need eggs and flour so you can bake anything. I enjoy the flour typo to make it look like... Alright. So now that can go to a 1. I enjoy the flour typo because you type flour like the thing. And, you know, I'm just imagining somebody like, you know, like the cartoons, they would have just like, they'd crack a bunch of eggs in a bowl and then they would like grab some like friggin' marigolds from the garden and they'd be like, yeah, cake! I feel like that happened on a Disney movie or something. Will you ever do a cooking live stream with your husband? That would be cute. No, he's allergic to the kitchen. He does not cook in the slightest. Never. Absolutely never. But that's okay. Can I come over for dinner? What are you cooking? A cake? We are making Conjured Mana Buns, which are kind of like cinnamon buns. They're from the WoW Cookbook. I'm not exactly the best cook, so I couldn't say if exact measurements are important. So the thing about that is that exact measurements are pretty important. Not like if you're really good, you can mess with them, but for the most part, exact measurements are really important if you're baking, because that's very much like a chemical process. You're making the chemistry happen in the oven. Now, when you're cooking, there's still chemical stuff going on, but it's less precise. And if you're just like cooking something, you can mess around a little bit. I take liberties when I'm cooking all the time. see. Also, please change the apron to a hard one. Never. Hi from Macedonia. I love your cooking stream. Sup, Crisscross? Do you have to mind what you eat, or can you eat whatever you want to remain the same weight? I eat what I want, but the things that I want to eat are fairly healthy, and I don't eat if I'm not hungry. So, I don't think that I, like, have a crazy metabolism or anything. I just don't eat very much because I don't usually feel a need to eat very much. But I usually, like, if I want a dessert or, like, some ice cream or a piece of cheesecake or whatever, I'll have some. It's just when I have ice cream, I have, like, a little tiny thing of ice cream because more of it is just redundant. Why is Hazel streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch? Is the stream NSFW? It is not. I have never done an NSFW stream in my life, and I don't plan to. But I actually just uploaded a video last night, going over the differences between streaming on YouTube and Twitch, like from a broadcaster perspective. And at the very end of it, if you scroll to like the last 30 seconds, I talk about why I do it on YouTube. And the gist of it, I can tell you right now, is because I have a much higher quality stream. Like on Twitch, because I'm not a partner, I can't stream in 1080 like 30 like this. And the other thing is that, like, because this is on YouTube, it's just easier, because I have a YouTube channel, it's just easier for me to keep it all in one place, and it works out better. I'll have to stay away from baking then. Baking is fun. Baking is totally fun. Ninjas selling fancy windows? Ninjas selling fancy windows. I would buy a fancy window. I don't know if I would buy a fancy window from a ninja, but that's probably because they'd be probably kind of hard to find. Should do a baking cheesecake live stream. I'm going to put some cheesecake-related stuff on probably the next baking stream poll, but those have them on my Patreon, so anybody that supports me on Patreon is able to vote on what we actually make. Hello, Hazel, so glad I got here on time. Sup? Oralija? I don't know how to say your name. I don't know how to say anybody's name. Late Night Productions. Sup? Hi, Hazel, how are you doing? I am doing very well. This has to knead for another minute. It looks like it's going splendidly. Something I found when I used to when I used to bake without a mixer is whenever I was kneading stuff, like, it would always start to, like, stick to my hands. And you'd have to add more flour, and then you add more flour and you knead it, and, like, starts to stick, and you add more flour and you knead it, and it starts to stick. But with this thing, like, there's nothing for it to stick to. It's not, my hands aren't in there. My hands are all the way over here, so I end up not over-flouring it. Because usually when I used to make bread by hand, it would always be very dense. Like, it was good bread, but it was extremely filling, dense bread. You'd have one slice of this bread and you'd be like, I am super done. So, this is good. I can make lighter, fluffier stuff now. Just noticed the alliance thing on there. I might not agree with your choice of factions, but nice touch to this stream. Thank you. I think we can all be friends. We gotta find you a gnome crest apron. Oh, man. My mom Norma's at work. Sorry she can't be here. No worries. The VoD is gonna be up. Hang on. I don't have to yell anymore because it's done kneading. The VoD is going to be up on Sunday, probably. I know it's going to be a couple days, but I don't have an open slot for it. I mean, I might put it up today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another video out today because I don't have anything ready to go. And I'm going to start on something after I finish here, but I don't know if I can do something in a half day. Doomfist and Overwatch, right? I'm so excited about that. Okay, so we've kneaded that for 5 minutes until it bounces back when it poked. It's pretty bouncy. Place in a lightly greased bowl, cover, and allow to rise in a warm spot until doubled in size, about an hour. Okay, so this is too warm. I'm going to leave that open for a second, but I'm probably going to let it rise up here, because that's like a warm spot that's not too warm. If you let it rise in a place that's too hot, it's going to be bad news. So I need to lightly grease the bowl. Typically, I'll actually do this in the same bowl. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get some plastic wrap. Oh no, I've done a bad thing. Oh, it's a good thing I'm tall. I don't know how people that are not tall are supposed to get up there. Like, I'm 5'10", 11, and that's hard. So I'm gonna put some plastic wrap just like on the counter because we're gonna need this. And then I'm going to take the hook out. I'm gonna turn the dough out onto the plastic wrap. I'm probably kind of lump it into like a piece. And now that I have my bowl, I'm gonna grease the bowl. I'm just gonna use a little bit of vegetable oil because that seems to get the job done. Not too much. I'll just use my hands here, because why not? That's what soap is for. And doop 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 doop. I have to go, but please save me some mana buns. See you later, Martha. Have a good day. What kind of computer do you use for WoW? I'm thinking of getting an Alienware desktop to replace my old laptop, but I don't know how good they are. So, I could talk about this all day. You're on the right track because you're replacing a laptop with a desktop, which is always, like, unless you really need your laptop to be portable, you always want to be gaming on a desktop. You're going to be able to have a faster processor. It's just, you're going to be able to have a better, beefier graphics card. You're going to have more room to cool the whole thing. It's just better. But Alienware is fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you bought an Alienware gaming desktop, it would probably do just fine. But depending on how much you're able to spend on it, it might not have the same power that you could get from something that's not Alienware. Alienwares are basically, they're Dell. Like, Dell bought them. So you're buying a Dell computer that's got some flashy lights on it. And it'll probably be okay, but you're going to spend a lot of money for the flashy lights. And there are other places that you can get a obviously I'm always advocating building your own PC because it's not that hard. I've built a couple PCs at this point. It's not that hard, especially if you have somebody that's done it before that can help you. But if you're not comfortable building your own PC and you still want to buy one, you can do like websites like iBuyPower and CyberPower, which I think I bought from both of them before, for just different purposes. You'll have more control over choosing the parts. You can do some research on figure out like what kind of processor you want, what kind of graphics card. You can make sure that they're not cheaping out on the other parts, because with like something like Alienware, Alienware knows that people are going to check the processor, the graphics card, and the amount of RAM. So they're like, okay, we're going to get a pretty good processor. We're going to get the great graphics card that people are going to check, because they know people check their graphics cards. And then we're going to put on a good amount of RAM. But people don't check things like RAM speeds. They don't check things like power supply numbers. They don't check things like what kind of cooling. And they don't check things like their hard drive speeds. I mean, some people do, but a lot, like your average person buying an Alienware laptop is not going to look at that kind of thing. So they can cheap out on it because they know people aren't going to check. So on a website where you have more control over each individual part, you're going to get a better price, and you're going to be able to look at, basically you just need to figure out a budget, figure out what kind of parts you can get for that, and then either build it yourself or find some place that'll do it for you, as opposed to just like buying a thing that looks really pretty that will probably run the games. If you have to have a gaming laptop, Asus ROG is the only choice. Yeah, I feel like nobody needs a gaming. I mean, I guess if you travel like to LANs, if you game on the go, then sure. But if you're just gaming 9 times out of 10 in your house, just like get a desktop, and then when you leave the house, do other stuff. Don't play games. Go outside and be outside. Gaming laptops irritate me because I can't get into this right now. You won't be able to stop me. Okay, so I have my dough in a greased bowl. Typically you want to press the dough into the greased bowl and then flip it over so that there's a little bit of oil like covering the dough so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to cover this and then set it in a warm place. This is still too warm, so I'm going to put it over the top here for now. And we need to let this go for about an hour. I'm going to do it for about 50 minutes because I am in a hurry. 50 minutes-ish, okay. So, we're not going to be just, like, sitting on our heels for 50 minutes. I'm going to need to do some dishes. I'm going to need to make another pot of tea. I'm going to need to make the filling, because we need to mix up the filling that we're going to actually put in these buns. And then, if I don't have anything else to do, I'll keep ranting about laptops. I will try and cheese you on power source amps. Watch out for that if you use them. Yeah, you need to be careful. Also, when you get a desktop from pretty much anywhere, if you buy it online, you want to open it up and just make sure everything's plugged in. I bought one from, I think it was either CyberPower or iBuyPower. I don't remember which one. But I got it and it didn't turn on, and I opened it up and like the cables just aren't plugged in. Like there was a piece of RAM just rattling around inside. Because there's no great way for them to package it as a put together unit for like shipping. I mean, maybe there is and they just didn't do it, but it's like there's stuff. There's an option to not play games. AMD Ryzen, yeah. I'd never recommend one on the higher end, but the value of the low end is good. AMD is good for that kind of thing. I have computer dreams, because there's some stuff I'm trying to do with I want to redo my desktop, maybe next year. I need to save up some money, because I want to go big. I want to get, I promise I'll look into the AMD options when the time comes, but I want to get, like, an i9. I want to go, like, 10 to 12 cores, because I'm doing some 3D effect rendering in there, and my i7 is just like, no, please, kill me. So I want to go big. Somebody offered for free a gaming laptop sounds kind of cool. Yeah, and I mean that's fine, but I can't get started. Where is the little catty bringer here? I'm not gonna pick up the cat in the kitchen while I'm actually cooking, because she gets a little bit nervous about it, and also I try and keep the cat hair like below waist height when I'm like throwing food around. Do you play a warrior? I have a warrior. I don't play it. I will be totally honest with you, I don't play it. So, first things first, I'm going to... What is the first thing? So I have 50 minutes, and I'm going to start with dishes. I'm going to start with dishes, and then we're going to move on to tea, and then we're going to move on to mixing the stuff. So I'm going to clean up a little bit. Ugh. But luckily, I can spin around and clean up and still be on mic, because I can still chat with you guys. You can make a decent to mediocre one that plays games at 1080p for a high 450. Yeah, you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a gaming PC that's okay. If you spend a little more money, though, you'll get a gaming PC that'll last you a while, and I like doing that because it's especially if you built it yourself, it's so easy to upgrade individual parts. Like, you can spend a bunch of money on a PC, and then maybe like 2 years down the road, your graphics card fails. And instead of having to spend another like $1,500, you just spend like another $300 or $400, whatever, if you want for the graphics card. You put in your new graphics card, and because your old power supply was still enough to deal with a 2 years later graphics card, you're fine. Like, you can replace individual parts when they go. It gets a little hairy when you're replacing things like your motherboard. I had to do that last year. But for the most part, it's still all good. So, and that was pretty good. A little chewy. I might have kneaded it for a little bit too long. We'll see. Hopefully it's okay, because I'm going to have like at least like 24 mana buns to pawn off on people. Is there a recipe we can grab for this? I've decided to stop transcribing the Warcraft cookbook recipes because this is like a copyrighted thing, and I don't think I'm supposed to be like copy pasting it into the places. I think people are gonna have to just like, if they really want to cook along with these specific recipes, they should really just pick up the WoW Cookbook. Hazel the cooking teacher. I don't know if I would. I don't know about that. I'm not actually a great cook. I've been meaning to make those. Well, I will let you know how they turn out. So we got dough rising. I'm drinking tea instead of doing dishes. Hang on. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit so I can still be talking to you guys while I don't have that many things to wash over here. Just like a little spoon, a little bowl, a little this, a little that. Is your main a mage? No. I mean, kind of. No, not even a little bit. I have a mage, but my mage is my bank alt. I have everything actually these days. I have everything, but the only one I really play is my Shadow Priest. I raid as the Shadow Priest. I had a Rested Druid. I have many Rested Druids, and I used to have them all to do arena with, but I've moved on. I don't do arena anymore. It's very sad, but that's just the way it is. I know I do pretty much everything on a Shadow Priest. I've been doing one alt at a time lately. Hang on, I need to get some soapy water in here. I've been messing with one alt at a time, specifically for the purpose of getting the the class-specific battle pets. So I played a monk, got a concordance and the Legion Vault campaign and whatnot, so that I could get Ban Fu, Cup of Ban Lu, and I got that. So now I've moved on to getting crackers. So right now I have my rogue. I recently hit level 110, so now I'm trying to get enough gear to like get comfortably through the class campaign without hating myself because I don't do any damage. The problem right now I'm having with that is I don't have any relics, and I can't get any relics to save my life. I just need like 2 relics to pop up. I don't even have my 3rd relic slot yet. I just need 2 relics to pop up on the World Quest map so I can like stop having an item level 750 set of subtlety daggers. But no, it's not happening. So I'm just kind of working through the class campaign. I was thinking about doing that tomorrow, but I was also thinking about doing just like a pet battle PvP stream tomorrow, because it's pet battle bonus week right now. So I figured what I'll do for tomorrow's stream, because tomorrow's Friday, I'm going to get on stream and I'm going to make a poll, and you guys can vote on that. Hi Hazel, what's up Tracy? You're making mana buns? We are making conjured mana buns. We are doing our best to conjure them up. Although, I did this on my mage this morning, because actually I was surprised to find out that on my mage, my bank alt, who's level like 100, you know how like the conjured food changes based on your level range? I was like, there's no way it's actually going to give you the mana buns, because I wanted to take a screenshot of the tooltip to put on the thumbnail for the stream. And it did. Apparently my level 100 mage makes Conjured Mana Buns, which is kind of neat. Kind of cool. I forgot what program you used to edit your video footage. Premiere. I use Premiere. I used Premiere Elements for a long time, but I have recently, in the last like month or so, upgraded to Premiere Pro, which I like quite a bit. But if you're just starting out, there's no reason to spend the money on Premiere Pro. I raid Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I think I have a raid addiction problem. That's so much. How do you even put up with that much? I only raid 2 nights a week for 3 hours at a time, so I do 6 hours a week, and that's like nothing, and that's like too much for me. I have a lot of fun for the first hour. I'm kind of in my zone for the second hour, and then by the 3rd hour, I'm just like, I want to go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. I want to go to bed. And I don't usually do all that much damage in the last hour, but they haven't kicked me yet, so it's all right. My mage is item level level 100, so she's not level 110 yet. She's just wearing warlord stuff. She's a bank alt. I never do good DPS as Shadow. Please Blizzard buff us. But Shadow is actually like the 3rd or 4th best DPS in Shadow Priests are 3rd or 4th ranked in Tomb of Sargeras right now. I saw an infographic this morning on the WoW subreddit. Like, we're really good. I'm not very good. I need to figure my stuff out. I don't have enough haste. The people on How to Priest are like, so gear this way until you get 13k haste, and then gear this way after 13k haste, because, like, your soft caps, you gotta, like, really prioritize getting to 13k haste. And I'm sitting there, and I'm level, like, 917, looking at my 9,000 haste. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Where am I gonna get 13k haste? You people are crazy. And I have all the haste enchants, and I have all the haste gems, and I choose haste gear whenever I can, but, you know, you gotta wear the right legendaries, and you gotta get your tier set bonuses going on, and I need help. My priest needs help. I do fine. I do strong damage on fights where I'm supposed to, like Sassine and Inquisition, but I need help right now. Okay, so that's dishes done. This is now cool enough that I can put this in here, so it can rise for the rest of the 41 minutes or so. I always wipe down that part of the fridge. It's like where I open it, it gets handprints on it. And it's such a shiny fridge that I don't like the handprints. I like working with my guildies and friends. I haven't been burnt out yet. Do you raid with the same group of people that often? Because that's crazy. Like, I know people that raid, like, on alts with different guilds, like, when they're really addicted to raids. Like, they raid with one guild for a couple days, and then they log on to a different character, maybe even on a different server, and they raid with a different guild. And, like, those people, like, really like raiding. There's no way anyone will get 13k. Thank you. Like, I'm sure some people have it, but it's hard. It's really hard, so I just take haste whenever possible. You pugged a Shadow Priest last week for a raid. He placed 100th percentile of his item level with 2.2 million DPS and Sassine. That's crazy. Yeah, both me and my other Shadow Priest friend tied, I think, last night. I want to say we did like 1.9. So obviously nowhere close to 100%, but we did all right for item level. We did about 1.9 each. I think he beat me a little bit, but he has Safuz. I need it. Ugh. So I need my tea. So I've been trying to get Safuz's Secret forever. The whole expansion. It has been really good for Shadow Priests forever. And hang on, am I done yet? No, I want to pull in my stool when I'm actually like ready to sit down and chat, but I think I need to mix up the filling first. This is no longer warm. I don't care. So I've been looking for Safuz forever. And it feels like everybody else gets it but me. And it triggers me because every time somebody else in my guild gets it, they're like, oh no, this garbage again. And I'm like, you don't talk that way about my precious. I need it. Give it right here. I'll mug you. And I still don't have it. And I was reading this thread on Reddit about this guy that like can't get one of the legendaries. Like he actually got everything else. And then started getting legendaries for the spec that he was not in a loot spec for, despite the fact that one of his loot spec legendaries still hadn't dropped for him. And, like, customer service was just telling him, RNG is RNG, and he was like, I've gotten all of them. And some other specs legendaries, when I am not in that spec, there's something broken. And I still have one more that I could get before Safuz, before it's, like, my guaranteed one, because the Heart of the Void thing came out, and I don't want that. So, I don't know that I'm broken, but I'm scared now. You're talking too fast. You're listening too slow. That's the first legendary I got. That's a lot of... And I know it's not good for a lot of people, but... I really want it for the Mage Challenge, and it's just, like, for fights like Harjatan and Sassine, and I want it. So I actually need to start trying to find time to play WoW. I don't have time to play WoW lately. I've been, like, really trying hard to work on my video editing and, like, making videos, which I know doesn't... I just went on vacation, I got sick, so there hasn't been that many of them, but, like, I've been putting a lot of time into that, so I don't actually spend that much time playing WoW. And I need to, because I need to, like, rack up my legendary chances. I need to start doing Nighthold and, you know, Trial of Valor and Emerald Nightmare again. On, like, Heroic and Normal and LFR if possible. I know that's, like, way too much raiding, but that's the way to get legendaries, is you just spam all of the raids, and if it would just give me my Safuz's Secret. Dear God, what is she making? Yo, Paz! I'm making Conjured Mana Buns. I'm channeling my inner... I was going to say Betty Crocker, but I don't think Betty Crocker ever did a baking stream. But we've got dough rising in there. We're about to mix some filling, which is going to be, like... butter and flour. We're making cinnamon buns. But they're from the WoW Cookbook, which is the best cookbook ever. I got Safuz in the first day of Legion. I know. Just give it to me. Just like mail it to me. It works like that, right? I only use one toon who is my main. She's a Beastmaster hunter who's a Worgen. That's cool. I like Worgen hunters. I don't like Worgen casters. No offense if you play Worgen caster. I don't like the female Worgen casting animations, and I think they look a little bit goofy in dresses. But Worgen hunters look good. Did you know Doomfist? Yeah. People have been rolling through here and being like, Doomfist! And I can't even watch the video. There's a video and I want to watch it, but I can't yet. I got some Foos and Pride as my first 2 legendaries on my mage, so I rerolled Guardian Druid. Yo, Pride is actually so good for progression, though. On any fight where you're progressing and healing is the issue and not damage, like if you're not dying to a DPS check, but you need more survivability, Pride is a godsend. Also, on really hard Mythic Plus weeks, it is much, much better to wear Pride and not die. Like, if you are dying in a Mythic Plus, if I've died at least twice in a Mythic Plus, I just put on Pride for the rest of the dungeon. Like, there's something going wrong there. I got some Foos. Hazel, I know it's one at the top, but if you can do a Shadow Priest guide, we can all benefit from your methods. Yeah, I need to figure I need to figure it out, though, first. Like, I don't want to make a guide when I don't know exactly what I'm doing. And right now, I have, like, a 65% idea of what I'm doing. What I really need to do is I need to get the rest of my gear sorted out and figure out exactly which... Because right now, I was wearing 4-piece plus 2-piece, but I think I need to just ditch the old 2-piece to get item level upgrades and try and get more haste. I need some Fizz. When I have like all the legendaries to play with and I can really go through it, I will. One video that I was going to do next week if I can, in between like the raid guides and the 7.3 stuff, because I do want to start 7.3 stuff pretty soon, but one thing I wanted to do was, I want to do like a leveling guide for Shadow Priest, basically like going over like a beginner guide for brand new players who are leveling a Shadow Priest. It tells you what your abilities are, what kind of situations they're for, and what kind of combos you're going to be using with later in order that you get them. So somebody that's like just leveling a Shadow Priest gets to a level and they know what that thing is, and what they do with it, because I get really confused when I play alts. Doomfist isn't even voiced by Terry Crews. I wonder if he got I know he wanted to do it, so I wonder who, like, maybe, like, if Terry Crews backed out of it, that's one thing, but like if he really wanted to do it and they went another way, that's like a real bummer for him. You need some food. I just replaced it. Yeah, I know. They can check your logs and stuff. My logs are like a source of shame for me. They're not good. They're not bad, but they're not great. What's your opinion on Boomkin? I have a friend who plays one, says the artifact spell is the most OP spell they have. How about you? I haven't played a Boomkin at all in Legion. I haven't even touched them. Anytime that I do play a druid for damage, I'm always feral because I like the cat thing right now. I don't have any experience in Boomkin yet. Oh, thanks for the €2, Jonathan. I still feel special. You should. Hazel, did you finally get the wrists? No. I need to do that this week, though. I feel like every single WoW stream that I do, we're just... hang on, I need to actually start mixing together this filming. But I feel like every single WoW stream that we do, I'm just mixing together... Oh, no. I'm going to need that bowl, huh? I didn't think of that. I mean, I'm just going to mix... I can probably just, like, stir some stuff in a bowl. It's just like butter. I have a hand mixer, too, so I might be able to use that. Prep the filling by creaming the dry ingredients with the butter and set aside. Okay, so yeah, I can totally just take like a normal bowl, or this bowl. And we're gonna take this bowl. We're gonna put in some butter, 4 tablespoons of butter softened. So I'm gonna take the butter out now. I had somebody commenting to me about how I need to soften butter, and they're right. And I do soften butter, so I usually do it in the microwave because I'm lazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a little bit too much. But this part isn't like a baking part. This is more of like a filling, so... Although, I feel like we're going to end up with too much filling. I'll shave a little bit off this. I don't think I need quite this much. Let's, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is 4s. I never trust the markers on these things. I don't need this yet. Sometimes I keep the little chunks of butter because sometimes you just need to melt like a chunk of butter for something. Just practice on dummies and stuff. The way that you said, oh no. What did I say oh no about? There's always some kind of disaster or other. Aren't you supposed to conjure them? I thought you had magic powers. I've been working on it. I haven't quite gotten there yet, you know? I think I need to, like, delve a little bit into the Eastern religion and learn about, like, the Chinese cultivation and, like, developing myself until I can just become an immortal and go live in a lotus pond or something. I need to watch that movie again. So that's gonna soften. I'm going to soften a little bit by throwing that in the microwave. I think I can microwave that bowl. I feel like nothing bad will happen. We're going to find out. What do you think about shamans as expansion? People say shamans are always bad. Our shamans don't do a crazy amount of damage, but I think that might be user error. Not 100% sure on that one. But I know a shaman. One of my pals in WoW is a shaman. And no matter how good or bad they seem to be, he's always just annihilating everybody on meters. Like... every single time. Doesn't matter when. So, they're fine. If you're having problems on the shaman, it's doable. It's not them, it's you. That's cruel. It's partly them, but you can definitely make it work. That's what I tried to say. Like Naruto kind of summoning, something like that. I haven't watched Naruto in many, many, many years. I got myself the DK 25 and normal set for my CC. Nice. Mages work really hard to make mana buns, right? Like when I did it on my mage this morning, she just went. Ellie's do really good for Mythic Plus. They do really well with Mythic Plus. I haven't tried my Shadow Priest in Mythic Plus actually for a while, but I haven't tried my Shadow Priest in Mythic Plus since I got my 4-piece, because I just got my 4-piece set bonus last night. I have like a couple pieces of normal and like 1 piece of heroic, so I have 4-piece now. I don't know if they're the right 4 pieces, but they'll do. But I feel like it could be really good depending on what week it is, because you need long void forms to really make use of it. And also, if you're on a low difficulty, you're not going to get those really long void forms. Okay, so here's some soft butter. It's not quite melted, so it'll do. And then I need to mix in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Goodness gracious. Also, this wants me to put walnuts in it. We're going to be skipping the nuts, not because I don't have any, but because my husband can't eat them. He's very, 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 very allergic, so we're not going to put any nuts in this. What's good for a low-level PvP rogue spec-wise? Ooh, I wish I knew. I always did assassination, but I think subtlety might be better. Not 100%. I am really not thick. I'm the opposite of thick, I promise. I remember I microwaved butter trying to melt it and it partially exploded. You got to be careful with that. You got to really watch the like super low amounts of time with the microwaving butter, because it's very easy for it to start popping. So that's that. I'm just going to put all this other stuff in a bowl. So flour, spoons. Where'd my spoons go? Found them. Does your dog fight with a cat, or are they friends? Do they play together? If so, please make a video that they talk together. I really, really, really wish they liked each other. They don't fight. They're not violent with each other. Like, every now and then, the cat will, like, kind of thwap at him, but only if, like, he's in her space. Which is, like, never, because he's scared of that cat. So, like, when we got the cat, she was a baby. She was a teeny, 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 tiny little kitten. And the dog was, like, full-grown. He's not a big dog, but he's a full-grown dog. And Alaskan Kleekais have a very strong prey drive. So we were really careful when we introduced the dog and the cat, because we didn't want the dog to, like, go chase the cat, grab it, shake it, and kill it. So we went really, really slowly with the whole dog-cat introduction thing, and I think we really drilled it into his head that he has to be very nice to the cat. And I think we went a little too far, because now he won't play with her. Now, if she looks at him the wrong way, he just, like, gets up and wanders off because he doesn't want to be in her way. Like, he's super, super meek about the whole thing. And she's, like, I don't think she's ever even hit him with claws out. Like, she's a very nice cat, but yeah, they don't play, they don't really cuddle. Like, the dog thinks she's kind of neat, but knows that she hates him, so he just kind of leaves her alone. And the cat kind of looks at him like he's this really gross thing that she has to live with, so she'll just, like, ignore him. She whenever he, like, I think we got him to lick her once. Like, he was excited about something, and he licked the cat, and she had the most hilarious, like, super disgusted look on her face. It was really funny. But yeah, for the most part, they just ignore each other. Alright, so two teaspoons. I almost put tablespoons in there. 2 teaspoons of flour. It feels weird putting flour in the thing, but I'm going to trust the book. Because normally when I used to do cinnamon roll filling, it was really just like butter and sugar with like cinnamon. But maybe the flour helps make it like pastier? Maybe we want it to be pastier? I don't know. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Raid time. See you later. Good luck with the buns. Thanks, son. Good luck with raid. Get all the loot. Okay. I'm going to put the flour away because I don't think I need it anymore. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons. Also, I have chat over here, so even if I'm looking at the tablet that's on the counter, I'm talking to you still, I promise. I prefer sin over sub because of the poisons. Yeah, I think poisons are the thing, because like the slow poison's like really important. I haven't played a Little Rogue in ages, though. Don't take advice from me. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I never know, like, sometimes it specifies packed and sometimes it doesn't. I usually just pack it anyways because I figure more brown sugar can't hurt. More brown sugar is usually a good thing. Alright, so 2 tablespoons of that, and then we need 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I'm gonna, like, wipe down this real quick just so I don't get, like, super amounts of sugar in my cinnamon. Share the mana buns. I have some, but I'm too lazy to cook them. Thanks. How do you have mana buns that you haven't cooked yet? I subbed you, Hazel, and now I will follow you forever. Oh, thanks, late night. Hi, Hazel. What's up, Mark? My Orb-Weaver and Naga finally came in the mail today. Ugh! Congrats, Aileen! Good luck on setting them up. Are you doing both of them on the same day? Because on one hand, that's probably a good idea because then you can get used to it all at once. But on the other hand, that's brave. Like, it's going to be scary, I promise. It's going to feel weird for, like, almost a week, probably. If you have the time, I really do recommend that thing that I did, that I talked about in that video, where you make an alt that you've never played before. And you set up brand new keybinds on the thing, because if you just log on your main and you try and switch all your keybinds over, your fingers are going to be fighting you the whole time trying to do the thing that they know they normally can do. So I like learning on an alt first with stuff like that, especially because you've never used if you've never used a gamepad before. I don't remember if you had a G13. I don't think you did. I feel like we had this conversation. All right, so 1 tablespoon. That is so much cinnamon. 2 tablespoons is like a bunch of... It's okay. We have Costco-sized cinnamon. We're never going to run out. Cinnamon for years. Okay. So, did it want salt? I feel like it should. I'm tempted to put salt in there anyways, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it. We'll do according to recipe for now. I'm doing garrison chores. Garrison chores, like Draenor garrison chores? Do people still do that? You couldn't pay me to do that. that stuff was a long time ago. Okay, so I'm gonna use the hand mixer just because my stand mixer is in it's got the dough in it. Where'd my little goobly goobs go? Oh, there. I haven't used them in a while because I have a stand mixer now. There we go, found him. Just tuned in, yay for the mic. Sup, Mark? I already said sup, but welcome. I'm so excited that it works. So the one thing that that I'm really hoping is okay, the battery life on this thing, not supposed to be that great. It's supposed to have like a 3 or 4 hour battery, and I'm really hoping it gets 3 or 4 hours because these streams are usually like 2 or 3. Like, we're already 1 hour in, and we have at least we're gonna go for at least another hour, probably an hour and a half. So if it dies on me, that's gonna be a bummer. I don't know what I'll do about that. Like, maybe buy a second one and just swap it out. Like, I guess that's what you do. I don't know. Anyways, I need to cream this, so I'm gonna do some mixing real quick here. So much cinnamon! I feel like I needed more butter. Maybe my butter just wasn't soft enough. I softened it so much it was almost melting. Oh no, here we go. There we go. Alright, we have a very dark colored brown sugar cinnamon paste. It's like half cinnamon. It had just as much cinnamon as it had brown sugar. Don't do the cinnamon challenge, Hazel. It can kill. I didn't really have any plans on it. Decent if you get the elixir of rapid minds. I need to scroll up a little bit. I'm gonna set it up tonight. I game on a laptop, but I game on the couch. It's the only space I have. Oh yeah. Game on the couch. So how are you gonna do it if you're on the couch? You're gonna have like a board that goes over your lap because you need like a solid surface for your mouse, don't you? I have mouse with numbers on the left. It makes DPS easy. Yeah, those are good. Those are good stuff. I got used to my Naga the second day I started using it. The Naga is like the Naga or the G600 because I prefer the G600, but they're like the same thing. That's like not too hard to get used to because it's just like extra buttons. But the gamepad is like a whole other thing because that's actually replacing things that you used to do with your keyboard, like your movement. Instead of WASD, you've got like this little thumbstick, and then instead of your normal hand patterns on your keyboard, you've got the gamepad. And it's definitely an adjustment period, but it's great. I love it. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I'm hearing a cat noise. It's from my house or yours. It's definitely your house. My cat doesn't talk. She says something probably once every like 3 or 4 days, and it's usually if she sees a bird at the window, she'll make a really cute chirping sound, kind of like a bird. She doesn't really meow. She only ever meows if she's out of water. If her water bowl is empty, she will walk up to us and sit by it, and then look at us, and then meow, and then we know, oops, I should fill your water, but that's the only time she'll ever talk. Favorite magic-type pets? Well, for magic damage, you can't really go wrong with the Nexus Whelpling, Stormborn Whelpling thing. The whole Arcane Storm Mana Surge pretty much murders everything, so I don't end up using any magic-specific type pets, but just for... what was it? Legs is Legs magic or aquatic? Because I like the whole beam and then the surge of power on legs. I feel like I use non-magic pets for all my magic damage. Hazel, did I miss much? Did you bake something? Can I see the amazing result of everything? By the way, nice Mike. Thank you. So you haven't missed much. Well, you missed a little bit, but the VoD of this is going to be up either today or Sunday. I haven't decided yet. We have some dough rising in the oven. It's off, don't worry, it's just warm. So we have some dough rising for the mana buns. I have just mixed up some cinnamon butter paste. This looks very thick, but it kind of looks that way in here too. It's just like a little bit. It's not like a super... Anyways, we're making cinnamon buns. So we've got the dough rising in there. This is in here. Once it's actually baking, we can make the brown sugar glaze. But for the most part, we're just letting that rise for another 20 minutes. I'm going to make some tea probably in a sec here and like pull in my stool. Because actually, you know what I was going to do is I was going to try and scrape off this into here. Because there's not actually all that much of this. And I feel like I can't waste any of it. So I'm going to try and like get some of this in here. Can you charge it while the buns bake? I could, but I can't talk on it while it's charging. The charging cable is like this long. If it really does become an issue, it's not a big deal for me to actually buy a second one. Like this headset was $30. All the money I spent was on adapters trying to make it work. Like I started by buying a different $30 mic set. And I still have that as like a backup, but I think that one was just actually broken or like the interference was bad. And then I bought it wasn't quite working, so I had to buy a $10 adapter. So that was like $40. And then I needed a USB interface because that adapter still, like I needed like a 1/4 inch to USB, so I got this USB audio interface for another $30. And now we're at like $60, $70. And then there was another $15 adapter, and then another 15, so that's another 30, so that was like $100. And then there was this one, which was $30. So I think I'm at like between $130 and $150 to try and figure out the audio for the stream. But this particular mic set, now that I have all the adapters, is only $30. So for like another 30, which is not a big overall percentage, I could just get a second one and have it charged up and then just swap it out. Which is probably, if the battery becomes an issue, that's what I'll do. But normally the baking streams are about 2 hours, and I'm sure it can handle 2 hours of talking. If it's not, then that's just sad. So I'm going away over the weekend. So for anyone else with cats, how do you get it in the box to send them away? Mine really hates it because I think it knows what happens after. Oh. We don't actually have to put our cat in a carrier very often. We don't actually have to put a cat in the carrier very often. We only do it when we take her to the vet, which isn't very often. Typically, we just bribe her with treats, or we just put her in there. Like ours has a top load, so we can just pick up the cat, lower her into it, and then zip her in. She hates it. She doesn't like it very much. We didn't do a good enough job at like getting her into it often enough, but that's it. I need to catch up a little bit. Couchmaster. The Couchmaster is for gaming the couch. Oh, there's a thing called a Couchmaster. Oh, I see. You're back just getting your oil changed. Oh, neat. Hazel, your water bottle is the same as mine? Water bottle. Yeah, I love this thing. I look kind of goofy drinking from it because you have to like... It's like a bite-suck thing, which is weird. But it's very important for me because I spill. Like, I am a chronic spiller. I am not capable of keeping a beverage in a beverage container without knocking it over at least once. So my raid leader got that for me because he was really sick of me spilling my water every single raid and then having to get up and go find a towel and like fix everything. And he was like, "You're just gonna ruin your keyboard. I know it." And I have actually before. I once lost a venerable Razer Black Widow Ultimate, like $130 keyboard, to a glass of orange juice because I spill. So I have now upgraded. Aside from my teacups, my little tiny teacups are not spill proof, but they're so short and they hold so little tea. That's not usually a big thing. I have upgraded. Mostly through my raid leader. Like, he bought me this. Our raid leader, by the way, lives in the area. He's not, like, shipping me stuff. We used to be roommates with him, actually. We used to live with him. And he also got me a whole cupboard full of Disney sippy cups. I have, like, probably a dozen of these. 12 different kinds of, like, branded. Like, this is my Nemo one. This one has, like, Minnie on it. I have, like, a Princess one. I have a Paw Patrol one. I don't even know what that is. But I have just like a whole host of plastic sippy cups. And you know what actually those are really good for is if I'm ever drinking. If I'm making mixed drinks, I put my mixed drinks in the sippy cup because then if I'm drinking, I can just drink from the sippy cup and I can't spill it because, anyways, works good. Legs is magic. Okay, so yeah, legs. What battle pets should I get first? I use Anubis, Stormborn, Whelpling, and Little Bling. Get a mechanical Pandar and Dragonling. You're on a good start. Get a mechanical Pandar and Dragonling. You're going to need to upgrade it to rare. It's an engineering pet. It's learned as green quality. You need to upgrade it to rare. Get it leveled up. It will carry you very, very far, I promise. Mechanical, Pandar, and Dragonling. My cats will follow and keep bothering us when they're low on food. It's cute but annoying. My cat used to wake us up for breakfast in the morning, which I think is a very common thing with cats. Like, if you feed them in the morning, they want their food, so they'll figure out how to wake you up and they'll come do it. And that was like the worst part about having a cat until we got an automatic cat feeder. And now the automatic cat feeder feeds the cat, and she lets us sleep in. It's great. Not that I sleep in anymore, but I could if I wanted to. Thanks for the info. You got it. My water bottle has this name. I don't know if it's the same as yours. Purple, blue. The name is Camelback. Yeah, this is a Camelback. This is a Camelback water bottle. It's great. This is a Camelback Eddy water bottle. This is 3/4 of a liter. It's they're great. I don't know how much they are because again it was a gift, but I don't think they're that much. And if you have issues with spilling your water, they're awesome. Also, all the pieces of it can go through the dishwasher, but you don't have to like tip it because it's got like a straw and like the sucky thing. You don't have to tip it up ever. It pretty much just it's good. I drink out of that every single day forever, like all the time, all the time. First stream viewers I'm watching, I'm enjoying it. You're always happy and positive. I love it. If I couldn't manage to be happy and positive for 2 hours like twice a month, I would have problems. Just listening to you talk makes me run out of breath. I'm going to need to recharge with some tea in a minute here. I'm going to put some on, I think. Had to leave for a bit. What did I miss? I don't know. When did you leave? You guys do personal loot or group loot? So we do loot council. I'm going to put on my, hang on. I'm going to put this away and then I'm going to put on my teapot. We do loot council. So I am lucky to be in a very good guild with a very good environment with two guild officers, like a raid leader, guild leader, and like an officer, T-Step and Hush. And they are very fair. It is well known that they are fair. We all trust them. And they have never shown like loot favoritism or like we have a loot cancel. Those two decide who gets loot, and that really works best because then if like one class has a better 4-piece or another, if one person hasn't had loot, like they can tailor it not only to who needs it the most, but also depending on how likely that person is to continue showing up, like what their attendance record is, what fights we're progressing on, and what classes are good for those fights. Like they have all of the info, and they can make that informed decision without it getting like weird and nepotism-y. So it's loot cancel works really well for us. We use the add-on called RC Loot Council to help automate. So basically, whenever we kill a boss, a window will pop up with each piece of loot, and you can vote, do I need this for my 4-piece? Do I need this for my 2-piece? Do I need it for my other piece if it's tier? You can vote, like, this is best in slot for me, this is a main spec upgrade for me, this is an off spec upgrade for me, like, and the raid leaders set all that up, and then they can see who voted what for everything, chat amongst themselves and then decide, and you can also leave notes in it, but it works really well for our guild. If I was in a less organized guild, I would prefer personal loot. I actually really like personal loot. But because we have such impartial... Hi, cat! Because we have such impartial loot cancel distributors, I like loot cancel. You sell the new pets for 7.3. I am actually avoiding 7.3 spoilers because I want to do it all at once. And I'm actually... This is really dumb, but I'm going to make a video where I react to the... sorry, my cat's tickling my ankles. What you doing? To the new priest animations. I'm really excited about the priest animations, and people are saying they're really good, so I'm gonna like look at them for the first time on a thing. The ziggurat. Oh, so they added a ziggurat, not a zeppelin. Oh, interesting. Unspellable with a cap on it. Nice. Hazel, I just got a Shadow Priest legendary, and it's a BOE. It's a belt. You probably mean belt. There's no BOE legendaries. It's Megaz's Madness. Nice. That's like the best one. Show the kitty. This kitty. Hi. Hi. It's okay. It's all right. You can say hi. Yeah. Good cat. I can't give you kisses because I'm wearing a microphone. There's my cat. Okay, bye. Okay. Did you see Doomfist? I have not seen Doomfist yet. I have not. Oh man, I'm looking at it after the fact. Your feet were sticking out kind of funny. I'm always supporting her butt, but sometimes her feet just like go places. That apron, where can I get one? I got it from an Instagram shop called Printing and Crafting. I was just looking for like Alliance print aprons on Instagram. And Printing and Crafting was it. Love your streams. It's pouring rain today, and your stream made me feel better about the day. Rain's not so bad. I could use a little bit of rain every once in a while because then I don't have to water my plants. I have like a bunch of plants out on my balcony, and I have a bunch of plants out there, and it like takes me a long time to water them, especially because like, I have to be very careful not to drip water down onto the ground because our balcony is not waterproof at all. Like, it'll drip down to the neighbor beneath us. And that would be okay because she never ever uses her balcony, so you would think it would be fine. not fine, but like you'd think it'd be okay to have like a little bit of water dripped in it that dries within like 20 minutes. But she's not a very nice lady, and she doesn't like living in an apartment. She's very cranky about the whole thing. So I tried my very best to not infringe on her space in any way possible. But one day I'm gonna have a house, and I'm gonna have them all lined up, and I can just like get a hose, like a water hose, and then just like water them all, and then they'll all be like, it'll be good. Because right now what I do is I take a bucket out there, and I take my watering can, I sit on my balcony, and I hold my plant over the bucket, and then I water it, and then it drains into the bucket, and then I hold it over the bucket till it's finished draining, and then I put it back down. For every single one of like my 30 plants. It's ridiculous. It's the goofiest thing ever. I want a house. I'm saving up to buy a house. I don't want to live in an apartment anymore. So we're making tea in about 15 minutes-ish. Our dough's going to be finished rising. I could pull the stool in here for 15 minutes. So, oh boy. I'm going to have to time this. I guess I can just look at the timer and then look at it again. Normally I set a timer for my tea. Oh, there's a teacup in there. I almost broke my favorite teacup. That would be bad. I love this teacup. I normally time my tea because if I forget about it, it's very easy for it to get bad. Terrellion and Illyria's in the patch? Yeah, I don't really get the hype. I'm not enough into lore to be excited about that. I should look into the lore to get excited about that, but right now I'm just like, yep, those are people. They have names. They look cool. I like their armor. I don't know. Just joined here. What are we doing? We are making Conjured Mana Buns from the World of Warcraft cookbook. I have some dough rising in the oven. I have some cinnamon sugar paste that we're going to like spread on it. I have some tea that I'm making because we've got another like 15 minutes or so before I actually have to do anything. So I've like pulled in my stool. I'm going to like sit down here and chat with you guys once I've got my tea made. So I have my pot. I have my leaves from earlier because normally like this is some pretty good tea. I could normally get 3, sometimes even 4 steeps out of the same set of leaves. I am making a Yunnan Emperor Gold black tea because I have not finished my breakfast tea yet today. But you know what I actually got that I really like? Hang on, so 10, actually, you know what? I can do it here. Set a timer for 2.5 minutes.
Okay, I set it. Just remember, a watch pad never boils.
Did you guys hear that? I forgot that I changed my Siri voice to be British. I was like, the American one is annoying. She thinks, oh man. Do you collect things, Hazel? I collect books and Barbie dolls. I collect plushies. Not obsessively because I know if I had too many of them, it would get out of hand because they're like big. But I collect like the WoW plushies, and I have a couple other plushies. Like I have I think I showed it in my last stream. I brought back like a little sea lion plushie from the aquarium, the Oregon Coast Aquarium. I'm gonna have to reach out on this thing because that's too far away. Oh, I knocked off my headset. Whoops, daisies. Might have to check it out because I love cooking and I could use an apron. Yeah, next time I do one of these streams, which is going to be not next week but the week after on I think Tuesday. We're gonna be doing the like a tart, like kind of a pie. But I'll tweet the date. But I completely lost my train of thought. It's like gone. It's like super gone. What were we talking about? It's gone. Completely gone. Oh, the apron. Yeah, I should put. I'm gonna put links for the in the next one because I can't do it right now. I mean, I guess I could, but I'll put links for the cookbook and then also the apron because the guy that sells these, he's not like affiliated with Blizzard, so it's like a little bit a gray area of copyright, but really, really nice dude, and I'm super happy with the apron. I'd be happy when it rains because if you're sad, it still rains, you might as well be happy. Yeah, I don't mind the rain, but I live in Oregon. I kind of have to not mind the rain because I'm going to walk my dog anyways, so we may as well just like slap on a rain jacket and get really wet. Although I do need either new boots or to like spray treat my boots because my current boots do not keep water in the slightest. I come home, my feet are just like completely soaked. What's up, bud? My dog is just staring at me. What do you want? I can't pick him up. He won't let me. I think the hype about those two because the last time they were seen in game was Warcraft 3. I see. Have you tried any? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about tea. Have you tried any white teas? Yeah, I have tried white teas. I haven't found a white tea that I'm really crazy about though, and I think it's because they're like a very delicate flavor, and a lot of the teas that I'm more excited about have like really strong flavors. I'm really into like my black teas and my pu'er teas and like some of my green teas and oolong teas. The white ones are just like, they're very delicate, and I don't think I'm fancy enough to really understand. But yeah, I was going to say, my new favorite black tea, I got this, oh, so my tea's ready. Yeah, good, thank you. So I got this. I got an order of tea from Yen and Sourcing, and they send them in these like silver mylar bags. But this one, the Dien Hong Black Tea of Fengqing. Oh, this stuff is so good. It's like some black teas are like have a very specific character, and I guess this one does too. But for whatever reason, this one just speaks to me. And I have it like this is a pretty good sized bag. This is gonna last me forever, especially because I have a whole cupboard stuffed full of tea, so I don't drink the same one every day. So usually they last me like a good long time, but I'm really happy about that one. I got a couple others. I got their like gold needle, and that's good. But that one, teapot lid. Here we go. So we've got like another 8-ish minutes before the dough. So I'm actually gonna look up and figure out what I'm doing. What I'm doing once we're risen. So we're gonna butter the 4 muffin tins and set aside. When the dough is risen, we're gonna roll it out, spread the filling evenly. Roll it up into a tube, slice them every inch, place each one in a muffin space, and then cover and let rise again. Okay. And then we're going to preheat, bake them. When they're baking, we're going to make the glaze. Okay. So the thing that I need to be doing right now, aside from drinking tea, let's drink some tea. Ha! The thing I should be doing right now is buttering and flouring, I guess, because I like that butter flour thing. It's been working out good for me. Is this too hot still? Oh, it smells good, but that's probably too hot. That's probably too hot. Oh, man. Ask Siri what 0 is divided by 0, Hazel. It's funny. Hey, Siri. What's 0 divided by 0?
Sorry, I didn't get
She got bro divided by 0.
State the question.
What is 0? What is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
What kind of accent is that? Nobody talks like that. Nobody. Oh, man. Is there a gaming location here in Portland where other WoW players get together? Probably. If there is, I don't know what it is. Nobody's invited me. I like the tea. Vana white tea has low caffeine. Most white teas are going to have pretty low caffeine. And that's just kind of part of like the whole white tea thing. Tivana is awesome and super expensive. Tivana is what I like to call a gateway drug. I like it because it gets people into tea, but I also have a deep dislike of it because I've turned into a real tea snob, and a lot of the things that they sell aren't tea. Like, a lot of them don't even have any tea in them. It's like there's some dried fruit, and there's some herbs, and there's like some salt, and there's some flavoring, there's some like food coloring, and then you turn it into a drink that's good. But it's so far from tea at that point that you're basically just drinking hot juice with less sugar. Which is fine, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's so much tea that, and the actual tea that they do sell, like, some of it's good, but it's only okay, and it's so expensive. Like, if you knew what you wanted, and what you wanted was tea and not, like, the weird fruit drink, you can, for that same amount of money, get some really, really good tea. It's kind of like the Alienware versus building your own computer kind of thing. It's the same sort of thing over again. So I should probably be buttering some muffin tins, because it's going to take me a really long time to butter, like, 12, 24, 48. Did it really say 4 muffin tins? See, she says this makes 24 buns, but she also wants me to butter 4 muffin tins. Do you have 6 thing muffin tins, lady? There's no way this is going to make more than 2 muffin tins. I'm not going to butter all 4 of them. I don't know why I have 4 muffin tins. When am I ever going to make 48 of anything? All right, so I'm going to put this over there. I'm going to drink a little bit of tea and a little bit of water. I'm losing my voice a little bit. I'm on the tail end of a cold. I'm not sick anymore, and I don't think I should be contagious. But, oh, that's hot still. It's hot, 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 hot. But, my voice is a little bit rough. Might have to check it out because I haven't scrolled on that one yet. Good thing I have 0 friends. I drink coffee and tea. There's nothing wrong with coffee and tea. I don't drink a whole lot of coffee, but sometimes I'll have some when I'm out. My husband is like super into the nitro cold brew thing that Starbucks does around here. I tried it. It was gross to me. I don't get it. Do you celebrate July 4th or Canada Day? I was aware of both of them. I didn't actively celebrate either of them. I was a little bit bummed out at Canada Day because it was like Canada's 150th. It was like a really big deal. And I would have really liked to have been there, but I wasn't there. So I didn't really do much. And then we didn't really do anything for July 4th either. So I've pretty much just been having a normal week. But both my husband and I have had colds. We both got sick when we got back from the coast. I'm going to be... I'm good. So let's see here. I'm going to butter up some muffin tins and have a little bit of water here. Also, scroll down and catch up on this one. Happy late Canada Day. Happy late Canada Day to you guys. Happy 150th. Tao Tea Leaf sells tea in small sizes. They had a half off sale for Canada Day. I ordered so many new greens and oolongs to try. Nice. We have a Tao of tea here in Portland. I don't know if that's the same as Tao Tea Leaf. Iced tea from the south is good. Like sweet tea, because that's good, but it's like its own thing. That's like its own thing. Okay, so I don't need these ones for now. I'll keep them. I won't put them completely away because I might need them later. But I'm going to get some butter. Actually, that's a good thing to use that extra little. I have like this extra little tablespoon of butter, and I bet this will do it. I should really just get cooking spray, and I think I have some, but it's really, really, really old. And I should probably not. I should probably not use like the 5-year-old coconut oil cooking spray. It's probably a bad idea. I feel like this needs to be softer. Maybe I can just like rub it around in here. Buttery? This'll work. This'll do. I wanted to take off the paper, but it didn't end up working out. Starbucks is gross. I prefer homebrew coffee. I'm sure it's better. I've had some really fancy coffee. I have an uncle that lives in Vancouver, I think. Him and his partner are like really into like, well, a lot of things, but they do like the really good like French press, home ground artisanally sourced like the crazy fancy coffee. And whenever I've had it, there's always a lot going on and it's good. But it's kind of like when my beer snob friends in Portland, and I mean that in the most loving way possible. It's kind of like when my beer snob friends in Portland give me like fancy beer. I'm like, man, this is good. Well, it's got a lot going on. It's very complex, and I can relate the way you enjoy this to the way that I enjoy tea. But I don't really get it. It doesn't taste good to me yet. Coffee and beer both, like, I'll drink them, and I can kind of appreciate some of the stuff that's going on in them. But at the end of the day, it's kind of gross. I'm starting to come around on wine, but I don't really want to acquire a taste for wine because wine's expensive, and I'm totally fine not drinking wine. I don't really drink a lot of alcohol, to be honest. I mean, sometimes I drink a lot at once, but I try not to. Not too very often. All we do here is French press espresso or Turkish coffee. What's Turkish coffee? How does that differ from regular coffee? Is it better? What's it like? Happy birthday. It's been a busy week for us. Both my birthday and my son's birthday were this week. Aw, happy birthday to you and your son. That must be fun. Do you guys do anything? Did you make a cake? Did you have him help you make a cake? 31 here too. Happy birthday. My husband, I think he's 31. I feel like that's how old he is. We have, my husband and I have our birthdays like 2 days apart, so we usually just do one thing for both of them, which is really convenient. I'm on September the 8th, and he is on September the 10th. So we usually just like do something on the 9th. Although I usually have him like be extra nice to me on my birthday because I'm spoiled like that. Okay, so that's buttered. I don't think I can use this for anything, so I'm going to throw it out. And try and get some of the butter off my hands. Beer snobs in Stumptown? Never. Yeah. Apparently Stumptown was the place that actually started the whole nitro cold brew thing. And apparently theirs is better. But I haven't really, like, I don't like cold brew. I don't like coffee, really, so I don't really see the point. Is she a professional auctioneer? No. People keep asking me that. People also ask me to rap quite a bit. I would love to be able to rap, but I can't quite get my head around it. I try to do it in the shower, and it just doesn't work. I would really like to. Like, I'd really love to have, like, a rap alter ego. That would be so much fun. But that is not a skill that I have at this particular moment. His birthday's on the 1st, so he got to bake his own cupcakes. Oh, and I'm on the 5th, so my husband brought home a big sushi dinner. Oh, nice. I love going out for sushi. That's like our favorite type of food to go out and get. So this has risen a bit. It hasn't risen very much. I forgot to check to see if the yeast was foaming. My yeast may have not been alive. I may be about to make some very flat mana buns. Don't get me wrong, people will still eat them. But I'm not 100% sure that I did this right. I don't think it's going to rise anymore, though, so we may as well carry on. Okay. So, set aside. So I'm going to roll it out to a 24 by 12 inch square. 24 by 12 inch. That means I'm going to need to do it, like, on the counter. I'm going to wipe my counter down again. I'm going to, like, give my counter a really thorough washing because I'm going to be processing food directly on it. So let's move this over here. And get this really far back. I'm going to grab my spray cleaner, which is should be antibacterial enough. Wanted to say hi, I'm newly subbed and I love your videos and personality. Aw, thanks Crazy Irish Scott, welcome! I hope you're having a good time. What would your rap name be? You'll find out if I ever come out with a rap alter ego. Little nut. I mean, there was talk about Young Nutty. I don't think I can pull off Young Nutty. When you notice, Hazel, I don't hate coffee, I just prefer tea. Although I am a little bit more split on the whole coffee tea issue than I am on cats and dogs. Like people that are like, oh, you must be a cat person, you must hate dogs. I don't hate dogs, I love dogs. The only reason that I prefer cats to dogs right now is because I have a really sweet cat and my dog doesn't really like people, which is not a very endearing trait to have in a dog. Like, he's a great dog, don't get me wrong. I love my dog, and we get on just great, and we have great times together every day. I walk him every day, so we do good. But he's very shy and very standoffish and not very cuddly, and he has some habits that we have to change our lives to work around, whereas the cat, super easy cat, really friendly, loves us to bits, and she's just really easy to like. But one day I want to do a puppy. One day I want to, like, when we have, like, a yard, I want to get a puppy, and, like, do my best research and try really hard to train it to be a really well-behaved dog. Maybe teach it some tricks. Not, like, dog agility stuff, but I want a really smart dog that I can really work with. And, alright, so I need to make sure this is, like, super dry, and then I'm going to flour it a little bit. I shouldn't have put away the flour. Alright. Flour. It's been a long time since I made anything on my counter. I just know I'm never going to get it clean again. Like, this is going to be the only time I get it clean forever. I personally prefer Dutch Bros, but I'm Cincinnati now, so good coffee super rare. Dutch Brothers is actually really good coffee. I like that they do kind of like the straight up coffee thing, and they also do the Starbucks thing where they make you like kind of sugary like coffees, but theirs seem to have more kick to them. I like their chai drink, and I also like their white chocolate mocha, although I like anybody's white chocolate mocha. It's not hard to like. But yeah, I don't know where, like, I know Dutch Brothers is like around Oregon. I don't know where else has them. They might be in California. I'm not sure. All right, so I need to roll this dough out. I'm concerned about the lack of risingness. I don't remember how big it was before. I don't think it was really any smaller than this. I feel like it should have risen more, but that's fine. Now we're gonna roll it out to about 12 inches tall and about 24 long, and I need to make sure I really roll it out because I have a bad habit of not rolling things far enough. I wish I had I should move my tablet a little bit so I can actually read chat while I'm over here. Maybe she hates coffee because she hasn't tried Turkish coffee. I mean, that might be true. Stay up. Ugh. Turkish coffee is an experience. Your rap name is Hazel Hater? How would my rap name be Hazel Hater? Hazel Hater. I don't get it. I'm Hazel. Why would I hate myself? That's like my I need therapy name. Powder fine ground coffee, and it's made in a pot on the stove. It boils until the cap falls, leaving a creme. It's great. Oh, interesting. It sounds like one of those things that I would need somebody to make for me, because like I would try and do it, and I would have no idea what I was trying to do. But if somebody who really knew their stuff made it first, they might be able to sell me on it. So, oh, I heard a sound and I couldn't figure out what it was, but it was my iPad slowly falling down because I have it like propped up against a box full of oats right now. But Joker is so cute and does nice tricks. We did teach him some tricks, and he's pretty cute. His worst habit is he has really bad separation anxiety, so anytime you do anything that might result in him getting left alone, so anytime you're in the car, which is awful when you have to drive him somewhere, he kind of screams at the top of his lungs, like, continuously for, like, hours. It's something we haven't been able to train out of him. It's a real problem. And he does a lot better now that I'm here to stay home with him, because before I moved in, it was just him and my husband works, so he didn't have anybody home with him during the day. So he does better now that he doesn't have to be alone all the time. But it's still a real ordeal whenever we have to go anywhere. Like, if we have to both go out at once, we have to board him at a PetSmart whenever we do, like, dentist trips or whatever. So we don't actually go out that much. Okay, which is good, because it saves money. So this seems like it's about the right size. I need it to be more rectangular, though. Come on, rectangles. How do I guess I could cut it, but it's not on a cutting board, so I want to be careful with that. I really hope these turn out okay. I'm really concerned about the lack of rising. I should have double-checked the yeast. That yeast, it's not that old, but it's like an off-brand, and I don't know if I really trust it. Oh, boy. Make sure this is long enough. Alright, well, it's not exactly rectangular, but it's like kind of rectangular-ish. Coming down a little bit more right there. I could probably trim the edges. I'm not going to bother. This is good enough. This is close enough. So now it wants me to... There are tutorials on YouTube for Turkish yogurt coffee. That's probably true. The mic is cool. Yeah, thank you. My tabby cat Soda is watching you. Oh, is she? What color tabby cat? Is it like an orange tabby cat or like a gray tabby cat like mine? I have a gray tabby cat. So now I need to find my book. Spread the filling evenly over the surface, leaving only a small strip along one edge uncovered. There is no freaking way this is going to go all the way over. I mean, we're going to try. There is not nearly enough filling. I have done something wrong. It's possible that the recipe is wrong, but there's no way. It has definitely got to be me. I have probably mismeasured something. But that's okay. I never said I was teaching people how to do it. I just said I was going to try. I was just going to give it a go. So we want to get all of this onto here, and then I'm going to start, like, spreading it. Fingers crossed. I mean, I know there's not going to be quite as much filling because there's no walnuts in it. I left the walnuts out, but typically you can just kind of do that. So let's see here. Let's see how spready, because it doesn't need to be a big, thick layer. It can be a fairly thin. Yeah, I guess this will be fine. This will be fine. Like, if it's too thick, it starts, like, boiling over at the top. You pretty much just want it to, like, flavor the dough. I'm just saying these words because they sound right. I'm just making stuff up. That's, like, half my life. I want to try egg coffee. What on earth is egg coffee? Why do you hate coffee? I love it. I just don't prefer it. I just got used to tea. I drank tea growing up because my parents wouldn't let me have coffee as a kid because it stunts growth and whatever, which was fair. But they let me have tea a little bit earlier because tea still has caffeine, but it has less caffeine. So I was able to have black tea a little bit earlier growing up. So I eventually got into a habit of drinking English breakfast tea every morning. And I know I'm supposed to put this all the way to the edges, but I don't know if I'm going to. I eventually got into the habit of doing English breakfast tea every morning. And I did that for years and years and years. And then when I moved here at some point, I became aware of, like, some online tea communities, and they were talking about all this stuff I'd never heard of. And I was like, man, I don't know what you're talking about, but I want to find out. So I started looking into, like, more types of green tea and oolong tea and, like, the unflavored stuff and the pu'er tea, and I basically just fall down a really big rabbit hole that I don't really ever want to climb out of because I love my tea. I go through a lot of tea, and of all the addictions to have, it could be worse. It could be worse. Alright, so this actually does spread out pretty good. I was surprised by how much of a spread we're getting here. So this goes pretty much all the way to the edges. I needed to leave, like, a strip undone, it said, and we're going to have a couple of strips. That's more or less a big old dough with cinnamon on it. So now it says, starting at the opposite long edge, roll the dough into a tight tube. So the long edge, so this one. So we need to roll it up this way. So a tight tube, so I need to, like, fold it over. I'm not very good at presentation, like making the things look good, so these are probably going to look kind of dorky, but that's okay. And then roll, 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 roll. Roll. Come on now. Oh boy. Oh, it's coming together. If these rise in the oven, they might actually be alright. I have such a long tube of stuff. Ugh. Okay, so now I need to chop this up, and I actually don't want to slice my counter because it's not even my counter. I'm renting here, so let's make use of this. And it said 24 pieces, so assuming 24 pieces, I should... The number divides evenly. I can just divide it in half and start doing it that way. So let's grab a knife, catch up and chat a little bit. Soda is a male silver tabby. I have two Maine Coons who are orange and fluffy named Hobbs and Jiffy. Oh, I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to meet a Maine Coon. I don't know if I could have one because they look like a lot of cat hair. They look like super fluffy, but I've always wanted to meet, like, a really friendly one that I could, like, pet and hang out with for a little bit. And then I would probably want one because they're so pretty. But I also kind of like the whole shelter cat thing. I feel like cats, their temperament is less connected to their breed than dogs. There's still a connection, obviously, but with a cat, you can get a nice cat or a mean cat with pretty much any kind of cat. And that's true of dogs, too, but with dogs, like, certain breeds will have more energy or less energy. They'll need different types of exercise or more or less mental stimulation or different types of food or whatever. And with cats, it's pretty much just a cat. So here's 4, and then now we're going to have 8. Should I be preheating the oven? Oh, no, they have to rise again. Although I don't think they're going to rise again. I think this is an exercise and these things aren't going to rise. I think my yeast might have been ruined. I know my butter wasn't too hot. I poked it. So that's 8. So now we do it No, you know, I shouldn't have been having these. I need to cut each of these into 3. I figured out how to do math, guys. I'm going to ship Hazel an offset spatula. The knife spreading hurts me. Knife spreading. An offset spatula. What on earth I'm slicing these things. What do I need a spatula for? An offset spatula. I don't even know what that is. But you guys will be happy to know that I have a pastry brush now. Okay, so these go into the sides here, right? Like that, yeah. These are gonna be like crackers. These are like not gonna rise, and they're gonna be like little crackers. I started drinking coffee at 11 years old. Do you see it's Critter XP week? I did. So I'm thinking about tomorrow on the stream maybe doing a Pet Battle PvP stream, and I was also thinking maybe we don't and we just do some other stuff. So I'm gonna make a poll tomorrow. I'm gonna make a poll as to what we're actually doing in the stream. That one has just died, so he's just gonna be dead in this whole thing. I should show you one of you guys, like the one of you guys, all of you guys. You're all here. Look, it's like a little spiral. You get used to it after 4 to 5 cups. Oh, he means a dough cutter. Yeah, but like I don't want to get like a lot of really specialty tools that I will only use for one thing, because I don't know when I'm ever gonna make these again. Like, there's so many different things to make, and they all have their own individual little special tools, and how often am I going to make specifically, like, the mana buns? I don't know when the next time I'm going to make these again. What if I only do this once a year? I don't want, like, an extra thing. But I did get a pastry brush, because I had enough things that were like, you know what, just brush this with, like, an egg wash. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try and, like, spoon it on and move it with my hands, and that was not working out. So I actually have in my drawer now, I don't need it for this, but I have a pastry brush now, which is very exciting. So now, these seem to be the right size. If I was confident on the dough yeast, you know, like, situation, then I would be really excited about this, because these look really good so far, but I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to turn into cinnamon crackers. Goldfish memory, I mean, well, yeah. My mom is actually a cat breeder, so we have a bunch of Banku cats. Oh, interesting. Gato the Vado is huge. I wonder at times if he's part coon. Yeah, I always like whenever you get, like, kind of a mutt cat that's got, like, a lot of different, like, it's just like a you know, shelter cat, like a stray cat. Not a stray cat, but, you know, it's not a purebred cat. But it's got, like, really unique characteristics. I love trying to guess what kind of cat it is. Like, my cat looks for all the world like just a regular, you know, tabby cat. You know, how they all kind of look the same, except that her ears are kind of tall and pointy, and they're really fluffy. And, like, her crazy, tiny, tall ears, I said tiny, but I only meant crazy and tall, make her look kind of like an Abyssinian. So I like to imagine that she has, like, one Abyssinian, like, grandparent cat. It's probably not true. She probably just has big ears. And they're not even that big. But I like it. One thing that I wouldn't do is I personally would never get, like a, what do you call them? They're really cute ones that are, like, a handful. Like, the sort of part wildcats. I'm trying to remember what they're called. The spotty ones. There's a name for them. They're, like, little tiny mini leopards. Not savanna cats, although that's a thing, too. I've completely forgotten the name. Maybe one of you knows. But I don't think I would do it, because apparently those ones are, like, because they're, like, part wild, it's kind of like having a dog that's got some wolf in it. Like, they're going to have behavior issues because they're not completely fully domesticated. Okay. Pet Battle Stream would be great. Conjured Mana Cake is best conjured item. It's like a knife with a blade that sticks out a bit, makes spreading stuff easier, would have taken half the time to spread it. Oh! I probably could have used, like, this thing. That probably would have been good. But I forgot, so I didn't do it. I love Siamese cats. My kitty is part Siamese, but mostly Persian, so you can't tell. Serval? No, not a serval. Bengal, that's it. It was a Bengal cat. I'm thinking of Bengal cats. I think they're super cute, but I wouldn't actually get one because it seems like a lot of work. It seems like a lot of work to manage. And I'm sure some of them are super sweet and are basically like a domesticated cat, but there's always that risk. Also, they're really expensive, and, you know, free cats are good too. Put your hand in the refrigerator, except fake Wolfie. He plays a dwarf mage in the same guild as Hazel. Oh, yeah. Altrail, my husband. Yeah, he does play dwarf mage. I like that he plays a dwarf because, like, he's kind of like, as a gnome, he's like my size, but, like, a little bit taller, and I think it's cute. I think we make a cute in-game couple because I'm gross like that. Okay, so I need to let that sit. So it's, like, cover again, allow to rise for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to take some towels. I'm going to turn that on. I'm actually going to remember to turn that off again after, like, a minute this time. I'm going to take some towels because I have extras. Towels for days. We're going to cover these with towels because you don't want them to dry out. I think I'm supposed to cover them with a damp towel. Oh, well. It's too late. And then I'm going to turn that off already. We just want a little bit, just to make it look a little bit warmer. And then we're going to put them in here and let them rise for, it said 20 minutes. I'm going to do it for 15 because I don't think it's actually going to do anything at all. And then I have more dishes to do. Are you on NA? Yep, definitely NA. Cool headset, thank you. So I am going to be right back. I'm going to take like a 30-second AFK and check on something. I will be back in just a second. Hang on. I'm back. I tripped on my stool. I had moved it out of the kitchen and I stubbed my toe, and I wish I hadn't done that. Everyone knows the microwave is the pro gamer here. Commercial break. Oh man, I think I actually can play on that. I probably should have done that while I was gone. Is she gonna come back with fishnets on? No. What I missed? My computer decided to turn itself off. Nothing. You probably didn't miss anything. I'm gonna drink some tea. Whew. I was able to Google the recipe, so my kiddo and I will totally do this today. Okay, hopefully you have... I mean, maybe you'll have good luck. Maybe these are going to rise, but I don't have hope. Check your yeast. When you first do the yeast, make sure it's foaming, and if it's not foaming, throw it out and start over with new milk. Hazel's too cute, I can't handle it. Hazel stubbed her toe. Love all your helpful videos, by the way. Aw, thank you. I'm so glad people watch them. Like, that one I did yesterday actually took me a really long time because I recorded it, and then I was, like, editing it, and I was like, man, this footage is garbage. Like, my hair was super frizzy. I was really nervous. I was talking way too fast. And I know I was talking too fast in the other one, too, but, like, I was talking way too fast. And I was like, you know what? I'm just starting over. So I had to, like, record the whole thing over again. You want to know something that's exciting, though? Is, hang on. I'm gonna tell the story while I do some more dishes. Let's put some stuff away. I have a new mic coming today. So the current Patreon goal that we're at the level that is allowing me to make hardware upgrades, which is partially why I've been okay with spending so much money getting, like, the mic set up for these streams. But we have hardware upgrades, and I promised something a while ago, and I ordered it a couple days ago, and it should be here today. And I am getting a brand new microphone upgrade. I have a fancy Rode NT1A. It's like a pretty nice XLR mic. It's not, like, ridiculously insane, but it's, like, a good step up from the Yeti. And then I have, like, the audio interface, and I'm getting some XLR cables and, like, a shock mount and everything. So I should be able to get my desktop, like, mic set up to sound, like, really good. It's going to take me a while to get it actually set up, partially because new mics always take a while to find, like, the exact right configuration for them, but also because I want to make a couple of videos about the Yeti, because that blue Yeti mic that I've been using, I can actually see it from here because I brought it in the kitchen to use it as a backup just in case this thing pooped out of me. But that Yeti has done so good for me for so many years. I've dropped it like 100 times and it's still fine. So I want to make a Yeti review, at like a 3-year retrospective review of the Yeti for anybody looking to get one, and also a guide to set it up because it was not easy to get set up properly. Like a guide to my settings and setting it up. And then once I have those 2 videos, I can say goodbye and put it in the closet in case my new one breaks and transition to a very fancy new mic, which I'm super, super excited about because that means I've got, like, all the main stuff upgraded with the exception of my computer. We're still saving up for a new computer. But my computer will do fine for now. And that means that I've got, like, the nice camera. I got a fancy mic. Now I just need to learn how to actually do cool stuff on all of my fancy hardware. Do you watch the SGDQ marathon? I keep it on in the background. I watch usually the Dark Souls stuff. Usually I, like, make a note of what time the Dark Souls stuff is happening. Because I love Dark Souls and I played a lot of it. And I always love watching those speedrunners. But I don't, like, actively watch the whole thing because I don't usually have time. Love the tabard. Thank you. I have a Blue Yeti mic. It's a great microphone. There's nothing wrong with it. The only reason I'm upgrading is because I met that Patreon goal, and I really... Oh, my door. Hang on. That might be my mic. Usually the delivery people, they don't even, like, stay. They just, like, chuck the thing on the ground and knock on the door. So let's see. Oh. Maybe that wasn't my door. There was nobody there. I am a klutz too, Hazel. Yeah. That's okay. I leave a part of my budget open to replace things that I break because that's just you just can't. Sometimes it's okay to break things. I don't do it on purpose. I actually very rarely break things. I usually try and buy very durable things. I need to get that tabard for my girlfriend. We spend all of our free time either in the kitchen or on WoW. It's a great apron. It's got like these big pockets. I don't use them for anything. I don't know what I would use them for, but if I had like spoons and like my pastry brush maybe? I don't know. Something could go in there. It would be cooler if it was red though. Yeah, I can't make everybody happy with this one, and I don't plan on getting any horde stuff because, you know, that's just not where my heart is. It's okay to pick a side. And it's okay for us to have different sides. We don't all have to be alliance. Oh, somebody actually, hang on. I can hear it. Thanks. Hi. Boy. I think I did get my microphone. Okay. The delivery people are always so surprised when you open the door. They're like, man, somebody's home on a weekday? Weird. Okay, so that's got another 8 minutes. I'm on camera here, right? Did you actually beat Dark Souls? Yeah, man. I did. I beat Dark Souls in Dark Souls 2. I got almost all the way through a Soul Level 1 run of Dark Souls 2. I got stuck on the Watcher Defender. That was the one fight I couldn't beat in my Soul Level 1 run. I was so close because I know I could have beat the last boss, but Watcher Defender just... I put like 100 attempts into it, and I was like, I need to move on. Hi, delivery driver, mail time. Put snacks in the pockets? Snacks. I wonder if my water bottle would fit in here. It might be too heavy. Oh, it's not too heavy at all. That works good. That's a big box, yeah. So one of those is dog food or cat food, or one of the two, because we order our cat food online. One of them is the microphone. And I actually don't remember what the other one is. I might have ordered, like, some hair products, because I know my hair is always a mess, but I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what it needs to look okay most of the time. And one day, maybe I'll set a Patreon goal, but one day I'm going to pay somebody to cut my hair. I haven't done it in years. But eventually I'll figure all this out. Okay, so I need to bowl. I need to just wash some dishes. I'll start over here. Secret unboxing stream of yours. I'm not going to unbox them because I don't have time to, like, go over and make sure that the labels are out of sight. And I'd rather not give everybody my exact address. Oh, boy. Do a quick unboxing of your new mic, please. Maybe while the things are baking. Maybe once the things are baking, I'll, like, grab it out of the box and we'll take a look at the stuff. Because it should come... I think it came with some stuff. Alliance first, but over 12 years I've made a few horde alts. I wanted to see the Alliance side of the Gilnan lore, so I had to quest in Silverpine Forest. Yeah. There's so much lore and story from quests on both sides that if you're into the story, you're really doing yourself a disservice by not playing on both sides. I have a bunch of horde characters too, I just don't play them right now. Horde is the way. You guys think they would ever, like, combine the factions? We've had this conversation before in the stream, and I don't think they would, but wouldn't that be weird? Like, what if they just had so few players one day that they had to, like, in order to keep the group finder going and, like, make sure there are enough people to queue for stuff, if they had to be like, you know what, everybody be friends. I would really like if they did it for specifically PvP, just because in Arena, not even PvP, specifically for Arena, because in Arena, you can fight against your own faction anyways. Like, if you're a team of 3 Alliance players, it's going to put you against another team of 3 players, and they could be Alliance or a Horde. I really wish for the Arena, you could just, like, pick partners from both factions. Because I think that would solve a lot of, like, the Arena community actually is in that situation where there are not enough people to really sustain it, and it can be very hard to find partners. Especially at higher ratings. Especially at, like, that awkward point, like, that point that I was playing at, like, 22, 2300, you're not good enough to play with like the elite people, but you're a little better than like the masses, so like you can't really play with them either. I mean, you can, but you're just gonna tank your rating and like be miserable. And there's not that many people like hanging out at like 2,300. And it's really hard to find one, like, when there's only, like, 40 people that are, like, even have schedules that match yours. And, like, 35 of them don't like you. Or, like, you just don't get along. Or maybe their schedule doesn't match you. Or maybe, like, their friends that, like... The arena community is just hard to find people to play with. So I think that just combining the factions for that... I know people would have problems with it lore-wise, but I think it would do good things for the game. I feel like if they ever did add solo queue... they would, like, that would be almost a requirement, because a lot of the problems that I think would be involved with the implementation of a solo queue system hinge on the fact that there's not enough people queuing, especially at the different ratings, so there's just not a big enough player base to sustain it. And that problem would be not fixed, but ameliorated. That's not the right word. Mitigated. It would be less of a big deal if you could queue into a group of cross-faction people. Although, I think that would do weird things with the racials. I don't know. What class race would you like to see next? I don't know about race. I have no, like, for races, I want them to do the whole sub-races thing. But beyond that, I don't really have any plans or ideas. But for class, I want them to add a range DPS class that has a healing spec. I think it's been a long time since we had one of those. I was hoping that they would do some kind of an archetype that's like a Tyrande/Vulcan thing, where you've got, like, it's kind of like a hunter, but you've got, like... there's no pet, and you've got, like, the Moon Priestess thing for, like, the healing, and you've got, like, the Shadow Hunter thing. I also would like to see them add some kind of a Blood Mage-y thing, but, I don't know, we'll see. Hazel missed you. Yo, what's up, Daniel? How you been? Hashtag solo cute. That would be cool. I played BG's in Alliance Demon Hunter, and I was able to do it as a Horde Demon Hunter. I found that to be super cool. Yeah, like, Battlegrounds already have Mercenary mode, which does kind of screw over your racials, which would make it awkward for arena, but I feel like there's something they can do there. I came later, these mana buns like savory bread, are they like cinnamon rolls, or how is this going down? We're basically making cinnamon rolls. This is pretty much cinnamon rolls. I'm not done cleaning. I don't know why I thought I was. Right now, they're on their last rise, and then we're going to take them out. We're going to bake them. We're going to make some glaze to go over top of them. We're a little bit concerned about them right now because they didn't really rise as much as I wanted them to. In the first rising, and I'm a little bit worried that my yeast either was never alive or that I killed it at some point. So hopefully they rise, but if they don't rise, then we have successfully made some Conjured Mana crackers. Can you spell my name? I've never had a live streamer read my name. I can try. It's not gonna be good. So you're Sergiu Iakub. We're going with Sergiu Iakub. That's probably not right, but I tried. My favorite low drop rate mount. Ooh. Alex Strauss's Handmaiden. Lifebinder's Handmaiden. Lifebinder's Handmaiden. The pink dragon with the horns from Dragon Soul Heroic. That's the one. I don't have it and I want it. We always end up doing Dragon Soul whenever I do a mount run on stream because I really want to get that one. I was watching the Chromie guide and now she's live. Like, hi there. Sup? I'm Hazel. I wanted a Mechaneer class, like how Gelbin shot the demon in the face with his mech in the Broken Shore cinematic. Yeah, they can. There's totally room and space for like a Mechaneer Tinker kind of Torbjorn sort of thing, like with turrets specifically. Like they could totally do like a little tinkery turret class, and they could even have like a repair spec on it. There was like some kind of a weird mech repair. I think they could definitely go that way, and they're gonna have to eventually because they seem really like set on continuing to make expansions for this game. And they also seem really set on continuing to add like a class every other expansion or so. So they're going to run out of ideas eventually. So I feel like all of the likely things, like the whole Tinker thing and things that are reminiscent of lore characters that have specs that are not in the game, like similar to how Tyrande is both like a hunter and a priest with like owls and stuff. Like I feel like all of those things are going to make it in eventually because they're going to have to. I like your tattoo. Thanks. Hi, Hazel. Sup, Shawback? You were close. Oh, that's good. I wish I'd gotten it, but I'll take what I can get. What class would you suggest for a new person to play? Hunters. I always like recommending hunters for new players. They're by far the most newbie friendly. Your pet is going to help you out with stuff, And they're good, too. It's not like it's a bad class. It's only for beginners. Like, you can do really good damage with 100 endgame. Beast Mastery specifically is really fun because that's like a very pet-focused spec. What exactly is her tattoo? My tattoo is an arm-length cherry blossom tree. It just kind of looks like a tree or like a weird goobly-goo from this far away, but it's a tree and it's got cherry blossoms on it. Okay, so we are going to take these out. They rose a little bit. They're no longer like at the very bottom of their pans. I think there's hope. I think there's hope. All right, so we're going to take those out. We are going to preheat my oven. 350. All right. I'm excited. We're making progress. Sorry, I think I just blew on my mic. I didn't mean to. While they're baking, all right, 15 to 20 minutes until the top golden brown. All right, so I need to finish wiping off my counter because I like kneaded all my dough out in there and it's floury, and I have multiple towels. I've forgotten which one was the real one. I'm just gonna throw these all in a pile on my counter. Okay, so hi Hazel, sup Grizzle Whizzle, how you been? Bards, yeah, bards. A gnome engineer like mechaneer. I think that's one of the reasons why they haven't really gone that way is because there's a lot of overlap with what the profession is, but I think professions, like, they tried to do, like, an overhaul of professions and make them more interesting in Legion by adding all those quests, and I don't think that was the right way to go. I think there's a lot more that they could do. I wish they would, I don't think they need to copy it, but I really like the way Black Desert Online has done their professions, and I think there's some things you could learn from that. But there's a lot of things that probably wouldn't work from Black Desert Online in a WoW environment, and I think I'm only thinking that because I'm really into BDO right now. So I don't know, man. I just picked my class. Nice. How much gold for 20? What? What if... Oh, the buns? What if they just gave us the upgraded classes, like Priest to High Priest? I don't think they would ever do that. I mean, maybe. But, like, they already, every expansion, kind of redo, like, the classes with, like, new talents and new progression. Like, we had artifacts or... You know, there was like glyphs and all sorts of different things that they added. So they're always going to be doing that. I feel like putting like an upgrade name on it would just be kind of redundant. I don't think it would really change anything. Okay, so counter's clean. Oh, while the oven is preheating, I need to drink some tea. Where'd it go? I lost my teacup. Here it is. A personal garrison. Stack of 20 mana buns. We got 24 coming in here. Yo, sup, Ellipse, how you doing? Makes me think of the Pokemon sorta. This isn't even my final form yet. It's so bright. I have two big lights, like, right behind the camera. And normally at the beginning of the stream it's okay, but towards the end of it, I brought my sunglasses over here because I don't think I'm going to be this dorky, but I was like, yo, if I really need to, I can just stream like this. Like, yeah. These are, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was talking about needing sunglasses on a previous stream, and one of Skaterbun actually mentioned that there was this website that sells them for pretty cheap and they're pretty good quality. I'm like, no way. So I checked it, and all of these sunglasses were like $5 each, and they're like way higher quality than my other pair that was like from a Walmart or something that were like super broken. But I love these, and they're so cool. They're probably a little bit over. They're probably a little bit extra. They're like a little bit too much. But the purple ones, man, I love those. People, actually, I don't know if people give me weird looks because I'm not looking at them. I'm wearing sunglasses. Where were you born? Your English is flawless. I'm from Canada. English is my first and only language. I'm not bilingual at all. I have a little bit of French. Little bit of French. Not very much. I figured they gave us the title, give us the skills that come with it. That would be cool. That's me. Yep, you were the one. Those are the sunglasses. I'll show you the other ones too. So those were the two. Here's the other one. These are like the normal ones, so I don't wear them as much because they're like not as exciting as the purple ones. I want more, but like how many pairs of sunglasses does a person need? I feel like 3 is already too many, so I'm just chilling on the sunglasses shopping. Guild order halls are long overdue. Guild order halls, yeah. I kind of like what some guilds did with like the garrison. There are guilds that would have like a pre-raid meeting in the garrison meeting hall with like the big long table. I don't know what the Horde did, but in Alliance in your meeting hall, you've got this big long table with all the seats on it. And I think it was really cool to see like RP guilds like hold up in there with like everybody sitting at a seat and like the guild leader at the head seat, like talking about the raid. Like I think that's super cool. What do you think they'll do with all these artifact traits we're used to after Legion? Trash them. Start over. They always do. We're gonna like our artifact is gonna get like melted by something, and we're just going to start over. If like the trait, like if the main active trait was really important to your class, then they're probably going to bake it into your spec and make it something that's permanently available without the artifact. But if they didn't like it, if they didn't like it, and then it's just going to be gone. I do not think they're going to keep it. Your about is quite Canadian. I don't hear it, but I guess other people do, so it's fine. Do you wear a hoodie or a bunny hug? What the heck is a bunny hug? I've never in my life heard of a bunny hug. Sometimes I wear hoodies, not often. Don't remind me how sad the Horde garrison was. You guys really got screwed on that one. That was, I think, a big part of my decision to play Alliance, was I looked at the garrisons on the Warlords beta, and I was like, no way, you cannot make me live in that weird snow hut. It's not happening. Excuse me, my voice is not sticking around. We're not done yet. I need it still. Normally I can talk for 2.5 hours, but I'm just coming down off a cold. Okay, so we're going to make glaze at some point, but I don't think I need to start the glaze until we've actually put them in the oven. My dishes are pretty done. What else was I going to do? Was I going to make some tea? I have iced tea, actually. I was thinking about making a cup of iced tea. Had to Google that. They said bunny hug is what you call a hoodie in Canada. Oh, I've never heard of that in my life. Maybe they call it a bunny hug somewhere else. It was a lie. Somebody might be pulling your leg on that one. Somebody might be messing with you. A bunny hug. That's really funny. Totally gonna call it a bunny hug. I mean, if you had like a diva hoodie with like the bunny on it, that would be kind of cute. That would be a bunny hug. If I had a diva hoodie that had bunny ears on it, I would call it a bunny hug. Cheesecake with a chocolate chip cookie crust is so good. I recommend it, Hazel. Oh. I like the Oreo crumb crust on cheesecake. Not Canada, just Saskatchewan. Do you guys actually call it a bunny hug in Saskatchewan? I've never been to Saskatchewan. The only places I've ever been in Canada, I mean BC because I grew up there, so I've been all over like the island of Vancouver. And then I went to Toronto once. I did Toronto once for a work trip. My company sent me out there back when I worked in sales. But never been to the northern provinces, never been to the middle oh no, I did Alberta once actually. I did when I was a kid. My aunt took me to the West Edmonton Mall. We stayed there for a couple days and did shopping. In EQ they had guild halls. There was a timer so everyone could buff up. Oh, interesting. They could pour to the raid, prep, and go over fights and strats. That's interesting. Cool. Hazel, I have a challenge for you to accept. I never accept anything until I know exactly what it is. I will never agree to anything until I know exactly what I'm agreeing to. Those purple sunglasses are awesome, right? They were $5. They were $5. Like, I wish I was selling them because I could totally sell those. Because all you do is you, like, put them on and then you say they're $5. It's pretty easy. I feel like there was something else I was going to do. I was talking about the iced tea thing. I could bring... Oh, I was going to do the microphone. Let me grab my handy... I've been getting so many Amazon packages of, like, stuff for the channel lately that I ordered some knives to help me open all the packages because I was really sick of just, like, hacking at them with scissors. So let me get this package open. I think it's this one. I'll be back on camera in, like, 30 seconds, I promise. And then let me get into this thing. Oh! My oven's ready. Okay, so these just go in. I don't need to brush them or anything. Bake the buns for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so we're going to put them in. Oh my, it's so warm! And set a timer for 15. And then we'll check on them and then we'll see if they need to go in longer. I'll test your Canadiated English skills. Oh, sure, yeah. Knock it up. Hazel, with that teacup, you should main monk. You guys should see all my teacups. I have, alright, so this one, I'm in my kitchen so I can show you all my teacups. So this one, it's got like a little hand-painted, it's got like a birdie on like a fence with like a little tree. I love this one. It's like a really nice stoneware one. The bottom of it is unglazed, so if you touch it from here, it's like not slippy, but then it's got like the really pretty glaze with like the paint. And then I have another one that's just like that, that's kind of matching. It's got like a cloud on it. And I use that, I give that one to my husband when I have my favorite birdie cup. And then this one has a drip glaze on it. So it's got like this cool like drip glaze pattern. And it's another one of those like stoneware ones. It's like unglazed on the bottom, like glazed on the top. And it's got like that weird like little red dye thing. Ugh, this one's really heavy and it doesn't hold very much tea. So I don't really know what kind of tea to drink from this one. And then this one I got from Japan. I didn't go to Japan. I would like to, but I just ordered it from Japan along with some Japanese tea. It's got like a little bit of Japanese in the bottom. It's just like a ceramic cup, but it's like a good size for Japanese green tea, and it's got like some blossoms on it. And then this one has a dragon. This one's got a dragon on it. And he's like, there's like some sunshine. There's like a weird sun with like noodles coming out of it. And I see this art everywhere, like the dragon with the noodles. So I feel like there's something going on there that's like, it's like a thing. I should really look into it. The cocktails are going to be fabulous. We see the reflection in the fridge. The reflection in the fridge of what? Oh, the lights? I also have, so these two both have fishies in them. This one's like a celadon one, and this one is like a royale glaze. I really like the royale glaze ones. And because I liked that glaze so much, I got I don't know where it is right now. I think it might be on my desk, but like a whole one completely made of it. And then these ones are like teeny tiny little ones. This one's a little teeny tiny one with like a lotus on it, and like some fishies, and there's some characters in the back that could be talking about anything. I don't know. And then the dragon again with like the noodle sun. Not lights, goldfish memory, tea nerd, teacup level. People still use physical cookbooks. I really like this one, so pendarn. Hazel's reaching max teacup. I just wanted to show you guys all my teacups. There's more, but I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna put these away, and then I'm gonna go get the microphone out so that we can do a mini microphone unboxing. But I'm not gonna set it up in the channel for another couple days because, like I said, I want to do those two different Yeti videos. I want to do a Blue Yeti review and a Blue Yeti setup guide before I really get set up with that one as like a goodbye to the Blue Yeti. Okay, so I'm glad I asked, what's your favorite tea? I don't know how to answer that. I have a lot of tea and I don't know what my favorite is. I don't know. I can't even pick. You have 2 oolong and Darjeeling? Yeah, I have lots of oolongs, and I have 1 Darjeeling. The Darjeeling I didn't actually like that much. I'm sending it to work with my husband. I can't answer that question. I can't. Oh, man. All right, so. So it comes with like, so this is like my new microphone setup. Oh, no, this isn't my microphone. This is a backpack. Oh, yeah. So this summer I've been playing some Pokemon Go, and I'm always trying to cram too much stuff in my purse. So I thought I should get a little pack that can fit my water bottle and like my little dog's water bottle and then like a couple granola bars and like my battery charger and stuff. So I got like a little tiny mini backpack that I can just like have with me and put, like, that'll fit my water bottle with just like the stuff I need for like a Pokemon Go day trip, because me and my dog, we don't like, I never have enough stuff to stay out as long as I want to stay out. Because when, you know, you go to a Pokestop in a gym and then you like keep going and then you keep going and you keep going and it's like 4 hours later and you're like really far from home. And I felt like I needed a day pack. So I didn't get like a Pokemon branded one because I don't know if I really want people coming up to me and talking to me about Pokemon, but I thought it's cute. So that's not a microphone. This is scissors. I bought scissors. I needed scissors. But this is, my NT1A. Oh, I'm so excited it's finally here. So this is an XLR microphone. It comes with a shot quality and a pop shield, and an XLR cable, which was nice because I knew I was going to need one of those. I already have a pop shield, but I did have a shock mount, so I'm going to try and put that on my boom stand. But this is an XLR mic. They're about $230. So that was part of the Patreon goal that got me there. And I'm really hoping that sounds really good. I'm very excited about it. Alright, well, I can't read chat yet. I guess I can pull it up on my phone. But this is gonna have to do. My laptop has decided, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me see if I can get chat on my phone so I can at least talk to you guys. My laptop is having a hard time getting onto the network, so I'm gonna just finish this up here. I can move the iPad around if need be to like show you guys the things. Welcome back. Oh, I can see chat on the screen. Weird. Okay, so this probably sounds like garbage. This probably has the worst audio quality on the planet. I wonder what happens if I plug this into here. I'm gonna try this. This isn't gonna work, by the way, but I'm gonna try it. If I sound better or worse, or you can't hear me anymore, then just let me know. No harm. Should we move it down there? No, it's not great, but it's not the worst ever. Yeah, at least it's on. So we gotta finish this. I will sort out the laptop problem for next time. Nothing would just work for 2 hours at a time. It sounds no different. Okay, well then I'm not gonna wear that. Whatever. That is a later me problem. So right now we have some mana buns. I will show you. Actually, I can just show you here. It's totes not working at all. You can just take it off, yeah. So check us out. Check us out. Yeah, that's the stuff. Also, I should turn this off now, huh? And pop it up here. Looks like a quality vlog, yeah. So this is what happens when you live stream on an iPad. So good job, iPad. Hold on to your butt. We're gonna need to do this for a minute. It's got hopefully enough battery. This was not the plan, but we'll work with it. So we need to make some glaze right now. I don't know why I closed my book. I need my book. So we're making some brown sugar glaze. We're basically mixing some, hang on, I lost it. We're mixing some brown sugar and some cream. 1 cup of brown sugar. Goodness, can I put this in half? This is too much. This is gonna be way too much. You know what, whatever. Move them from the pans to a cooling rack and spoon the glaze over top of each pan. I'm gonna get glaze all over my counter. Can't I just do them on a plate? Can't I just like take 2 plates? I have a dozen. No, I don't want to put them on a plate. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's take some stuff down. Conjured Mana Buns are evidently not low calorie. I would imagine that they're not. You're back. I am as back as we're gonna be. So we're gonna take the buns out of the. We're gonna take the buns out of their tray as soon as we can. It looks like they're just gonna pop right out. So that's good. Oh goodness. Okay. Hopefully they're not too tough. I'm gonna definitely try and eat some of these before I go ahead and send them to anybody or like share them. This is like a little bit too. Maybe I can move it. I have a little tilty thing. I'm trying to get it to be pointing a little bit less at my ceiling. No, that's too far down. Nope, too far up. Close enough. Made it. Send me some. Okay. Also, I can only see the 2 most recent chat messages, so if I miss your message, I'm really sorry. I'm just going to move this over onto this one. And we're going to pop these out. I'm going to make a huge mess by pouring glaze all over these, but that's all right. They look pretty good. I'll have to make a post on Instagram or Twitter or both. I'll probably tweet a picture once we're really done with these. These don't have walnuts. They're supposed to have walnuts in them. I didn't put walnuts in them, but that's all right. They're little bitty ones. I feel like they probably would have risen a lot more if with like maybe better yeast or different yeast, or maybe I didn't use enough yeast. I only used 1 packet of yeast. I don't know if I was supposed to use more, but we made it work. Also, I have one that just like 1 or 2 of them that just like completely, like this one, he just kind of fell apart. He didn't really want to live anymore, so I just kind of let him do his thing, you know, in the thing. Out. We're going to be mixing up. Do a whole cup of brown sugar. I'm going to cut the glaze recipe in half. Should I? It wants me to use a cup of brown sugar and half of it. I do have 24 buns, but they're little. Mine turned out little. If they turned out huge, I would need all of that glaze, but I don't think I'm going to need that much glaze. I'm gonna cut that thing in half. A little bit of butter, a little bit of flour, a little bit of brown sugar. There's no icing sugar, which is interesting enough. It really is very much a brown sugar glaze. Okay. Check my laptop and see if it's managed to figure its life out yet. Nope, can't do it. Yeast is a living thing and it can die. Yeah, some of them have expiration dates. This is iPad audio, and I am sorry. I didn't expect my laptop to be the thing that failed me today. Okay, so we've got all our little buns. We need to mix up some glaze really quick. So it just says mix it up, mix it. Okay, mix it. Sure. Little bowl. I'm just gonna do this in like a cereal bowl. I don't see why not. I'm going to take half a cup of brown sugar. This is my half cup. Take it over here. Could be worse. It could be worse. I gave a little bit of thought to the idea of just like being done and tweeting pictures, but that would have been really sad. That would have been really upsetting. So half cup. Also, now I get to see what it looks like when I stream from my iPad, just in case I ever needed to do this for like a really impromptu vlog at like a convention or something. I don't know, man. Getting late at night. I should be sleeping, but I'm watching Hazel stream. 2 words worth it. Is it still worth it now that I sound like I was already losing my voice and now I have an iPad microphone? I think that you can totally connect a better microphone to the iPad, and I probably have what I need to do that, but if it didn't work when I just plugged it in like that, I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to do a little bit of butter, a little bit of flour. Really flour and everything, man. Okay. Tablespoon of butter, flour, half a cup of heavy cream. I'm just going to start with the cream, then I'm going to add the butter and flour. So it's going to be a quarter cup of cream because I'm having this recipe. So I've got my cream over here. Heavy cream. This may be bad, but I think I have to use half and half. I don't think I actually bought heavy cream. I just keep half and half in my fridge because I use it whenever I'm making mac and cheese. I use it for my homemade mac and cheese recipe because you know, there's no point in having it be bad. Oh, man. I really wish I could see more of chat than because they also disappear. It's not only the last 2 messages, it's the last 2 messages within the last 5 seconds. Terrible. So I'm going to take this fork because I don't know how it got on the counter, but we're using it now. We're going to mix this cream with this brown sugar. I'm starting to see why I'm going to need the flour. Definitely going to need at least a tablespoon. I think I'm still going to add the whole tablespoon of flour because I feel like I'm going to need it to really thicken this glaze up. I never made a glaze without icing sugar before. It seems wrong. This seems strange. Thought you make healthy foods? I eat healthy foods. I make all sorts of stuff. Oh man. I want some mac and cheese. Yeah, one day I'll have to share my mac and cheese recipe with you guys. I always change it up a little bit. I never make it quite the same way twice. But something that I found, you know how whenever you're making a mac and cheese sauce, the recipe's always use a little bit of dried mustard powder. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because it adds a little bit of spice to it. And you don't want your mac and cheese to be boring. But you know what I found is one step up from some mustard powder is I actually just put some mustard in it. I just not a little bit, just a little tiny squirt of actual mustard. I've used Dijon mustard before and I've used honey mustard before, and those are both good, but just actual mustard makes it's really good mac and cheese. Okay, so now with the flour, this is starting to be like a glaze. Yeah, I don't think it needs the butter. I think it's good just like this. It's pretty, that looks right? It's not liquid, but it's still pretty thick. I could try to use my pastry brush, but I think I'm just gonna spoon it, take little tablespoons, and then drizzle it on top. This is gonna make a mess of my counter underneath this little tray, but that's okay. That is what copious amounts of spray cleaner and microfiber cloths from Amazon are for, you know? So I'm starting to see why it wanted me to have, a more glaze. I think this is gonna be enough because again, these are little tiny buns. I think they could have risen more. I'm not 100%. I need to double check the yeast quantity, but I think we're gonna be all right. And then you guys don't have to listen to me talk forever on the iPad audio. I'm amazed you can even hear me. I'm trying to speak a little bit more clearly and somewhat in that direction, not really. Just get picked up a little bit. Make some when I actually made it fresh from scratch. It tastes so good. Oh, mac and cheese. Hazel tuning in, hoping your awesome personality cheers me up. I will do my best. If you're just tuning in, I promise my stream does not normally look this ghetto. My computer that I typically stream from decided it didn't want to play along anymore halfway through, or most of the way through, 95% of the way through, so I am finishing up on my trusty iPad. And I will not drop my bowl. I will not drop my bowl. I need to take this fork out of there. I bet I could have put a little vanilla in that. I feel like that would have been good with a little tiny bit of vanilla in this dressing, the brown sugar vanilla would have been good. But I also don't think it needs it. Actually, oh, you know what would have been good is maple syrup. A little tiny bit of maple syrup in here. That would have been, don't get me, I tasted the icing, but now I keep thinking of other things I want to put in it. All right. Okay. So, I am going to pick you up. Sorry, I know you can't see me. My field of vision is a lot smaller now. Maple syrup, how very Canadian of you. I think it goes good with brown sugar. You know, when you have sugar, you just gotta mix it with more sugar. So I'm gonna pick you up and show you. We're gonna show you. Aha! Buns. Buns. That's as good as I can do. No sucker though. So I think I'm gonna eat one. Actually, I'm gonna put away the cream. And then I'm gonna eat one of these, and then I'm gonna turn the stream off and clean up my kitchen and try and figure out what went wrong. Which one do I eat? I guess I eat one of the gimpy ones. I'll eat one of the non-gimpy ones. I'll eat this guy. I'll eat this little guy. Because I gotta figure out if they're good enough to feed other people. They look really good. Oh, they are really good. Oh, man. I might keep some of these. I feel like you need it with milk. It's like pretty sweet. You want to eat it with like some milk. That's we get caught, sucker, and fat. What share some? I really wish I had a good way to ship baked goods and know that they'd be good when they got there. But I really don't want to open myself up to lawsuits by feeding people food that I made in my kitchen. Because I think you need licensing for that. So I'm just going to be mean and eat it in front of you. Oh, I can't sell them? That would make sense. I will beta test the Hazel Baked Goods delivery service. I feel like Maru has a slot on that too. Maru's been asking me to send him stuff for ages. They're not even too dense. I thought they would be like too dense or too dry because they're not as big as I thought they would be, but they're actually perfect. They're like a really good size. They're not like too much food. And they're like a little crunchy on the outside, but other than that, they're pretty fluffy. The glaze really makes it. They would be boring without the glaze, but the glaze is really important. Oh man, that's actually really good. See, I am a mage. Good size, not like the dinner plate. Yeah, like the huge. Yeah. The super big cinnamon rolls. It's like too much food. I have to split one with like 3 other people before I can actually eat it. I really like food. Can I see chat more? All live chat messages. There we go. I found it. Okay. Is your mana restored now? I think my mana feels pretty restored. I usually get pretty tired by taking all the stuff down because here, I'll take you on a little mini tour because I can. So like we got kitchen and you guys see that, but like when I turn around behind the kitchen, there's like big light over there. There's the laptop that can't connect to the internet. There's my other big light. And normally I have the camera up on like this really big tripod, but I just kind of perched on top of the laptop today and that worked out alright. But it's like a bunch of stuff to take down. And also, my kitchen is not normally this clean. There's like other stuff that goes like on top of the fridge and whatever. I just take it down because nobody wants to look at like a box of cereal. I really like one of that sometimes. Mana in the kitchen. Do you actually have a delay on the stream? It seems like they show up instantly. I have no idea. I have never ever streamed from a mobile device before. This is the first time I just pressed the button on my tablet and was like, here you go, try it. So I don't know how much of a delay there is. There might not be one. What else are you cooking? We're done for today. We're done cooking for today. I'm going to be back, hopefully with my computer figured out, but I'm going to be back not next week, the week after on Tuesday. Afternoon. Tuesday afternoon, we're going to be making the Bloodberry Tart from the WoW Cookbook. I'll show you the picture. But that's the 2nd July baking stream. It's like a pie. Although it's not the cherry pie. Alright, so we're going to be making the Bloodberry Tart. That's what we're going to be doing next time. I'm very excited about that. I need to be here for that, yeah. I'm trying to remember the exact date. I want to say it's like Tuesday the 19th. Is that a real day? View calendar. Open date and time. So yeah, so the 19th, no, the 19th is Wednesday. Tuesday the 18th. Tuesday the 18th of July at 2 p.m. Pacific is going to be the next baking stream. I do regular WoW streams, and that's going to be just tomorrow, like normal Fridays at 3. And all these times are Pacific time. Looks like you need a big scoop of ice cream for it. Ice cream would be good with that. Too bad it's not hard. So thank you guys so much for coming. I'm going to turn this off and try and figure out what went wrong and clean up my kitchen. I will try and get the VoD like spliced together, hopefully, and up probably on Sunday. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!